Chicago Stadium. The place was deafening moments ago as the Bulls were introduced. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting Philadelphia 76ers, Barkley and Mahorn. The bad guys at the forward, Mike Jaminski, who's 5th in rebounding in the playoffs. Hersey Hawkins filling it up against Cleveland, and the point guard Johnny Dawkins, who's averaging more than 10 assists per game, and Jimmy Lynam, who's done as good a job coaching this year as anybody in the NBA. Bill Jackson, the head coach of the Chicago Bulls, with Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen up front, the finesse forwards. Bill Cartwright, the veteran at center, Michael Jordan, and John Paxson. And we're ready to get underway from Chicago Stadium. This place is always exciting, Doug, as you look at the referees. But tonight, there's some real electricity, particularly more than I expected for Game 1 in a series.
Well, I think there's such expectation in this series between two different teams. So much is said about Philadelphia and their rugged style compared to Detroit. You know, Ricky Mahorn coming over and the matchups. It'll be interesting to see how these teams get started.
They've got Jordan posting up. He dishes to Grant to Cartwright. It's blocked. Cartwright follows and gets the lay-in.
Well, we see right there, good ball movement. Ricky Mahorn went down to double team, and Michael Jordan, a great pass to Horace Grant, who found Bill Cartwright. Bill Cartwright struggled the last 2 games of the Milwaukee series. Important for him to play big.
Now Barkley posted against Grant, the double team. He kicks it to Jaminski from the perimeter. Doesn't get the bounce. Rebound Jordan.
That's a guy who's going to have to make the outside shot. He struggled against Cleveland.
Jordan tried to dish. It went right into the stomach of Mahorn to Dawkins for the lay-in, and it's quickly tied at 2.
Both of these teams like to get in the open court. Now, Philadelphia is a team that struggled against Cleveland. When they got into a half-court game, when they ran, they played well. The Bulls, on the other hand, want to run all the time. They do well off turnovers and rebounds.
We expected Jordan to post the shorter Hersey Hawkins. He got help. They move it easily to Cartwright for the baseline jumper. Jaminski rebound. Stolen by Jordan. For the 3.
Well, you just can't talk enough about Michael Jordan. First of all, a great steal, a 3-point shot. Here's a guy who's got 2 sprained ankles and a sore knee, so he'll probably get about 50 tonight.
Oh, every defender's worst nightmare. Hersey Hawkins gets it into Barkley against Grant.
Let's watch the double team. Pippen's going to go down the rotate. The shot will be given to Johnny Dawkins. He's going to have to stick it.
And he misses. Dawkins can be very inconsistent out there. Mahorn loses it. Here comes Paxson blowing to the hoop.
Again, Bob, we see loose rebounds. That is something Chicago likes to run out on. And Philadelphia, their biggest concern is they want to minimize the amount of easy baskets that they give Chicago.
7-2 Bulls. Early question, are the Sixers, who eliminated Cleveland in a tough game, tired? They look at so far.
I think they're really feeling each other out right now, Bob. You can see right now a little tight, and Chicago is loose and playing well. Look for Pippen on the lob.
Stolen by Barkley, but he stepped on the baseline. Chicago ball. How'd you like to have a guy like that playing safety on your pro football team?
Well, Charles Barkley makes a great play. I saw eye contact, this play coming. You could see Pippen, he wanted the lob, but just a little short, and Charles Barkley made a great play to keep it down. And the Bulls will inbound underneath their own basket.
Philadelphia only 1 out of 4 from the floor. Jordan open. Past Hawkins, who didn't get there in time. Michael Jordan already punishing them. Michael's got 5.
Important now, I think, for Philadelphia to get the ball inside, get something going to the basket. They shot 3 outside perimeter shots.
To the basket is Dawkins, who dishes to Mahorn, who gets the jam and draws the foul.
Very smart play there. Johnny Dawkins with the penetration. Give help. Here's the keys, I think, for the 76ers to win. They must make Michael play defense, must minimize easy baskets. We've seen Chicago already run. They've got to pound the ball inside. They must make the Chicago Bulls play interior defense. And I think it's very important to get production from Ron Anderson coming off the bench, especially with Derek Smith being injured and not available to play.
9-4 Chicago, 9:15 to go, first quarter. There's Jordan down posted inside against Hawkins again. Jordan has a quick 7.
The game plan for Chicago, go at Hawkins early. If you get him in foul trouble, they don't feel like he has a premier backup. So that's why you're seeing Michael right now so active in the offense.
And Hawkins hardly able to touch the ball because Jordan's in his jersey. Shot clock down to 7 seconds for Barkley. Waiting for the double team. He'll launch the jump shot. Rebound Cartwright. Inside to Grant. Nobody's there to play defense. 13-4. Jimmy Lynam's going to get a timeout, or if he isn't, he should. There it is. 8:33 to go first quarter. Chicago up by 9.
In a civilized society, a personal grooming lapse can result in a mortifying loss of station, so it behooves one to emanate the proper air. But with Right Guard Sports Stick, one gets maximum protection, and with a plethora of ambrosial aromatics, it is virtually impossible to pick up the wrong scent. Well, off to the foxes. Right Guard Sports Stick.
Anything less will be uncivilized.
He will be 20 years younger than his
My friends all got the college loan blues. They sing a line of "Oh, you, not me." I let the army pay for my degree. Got confidence and maturity. Oh, now I'm being all I can be. Got an edge of life in the army.
Did you know that even though your 800 service is working perfectly, unexpected events can keep you from getting calls?
Hello?
But only AT&T automatically covers you with our 800 assurance policy. Within 1 hour, we can reroute 800 calls to any working phone, even at home. Guaranteed. Reliability, another AT&T advantage. Call today about our special 800 offer.
Bob, we can see early in the ball game that the Chicago Bulls are going into the post to Michael Jordan. They're forcing the double team from Mahorn. A great wraparound pass by Horace Grant, who finds Cartwright with a second shot opportunity. We'll get a better look at it here on this next play. We'll be able to see it with the telestrator. You see Mahorn is the guy coming down, and you're going to see him right here in the double team. Jaminski and Dawkins now are your zoners. Grant with the cut. Michael's going to make the pass over the top, and the second pass is the one that always beats you. Cartwright does miss the shot. See, Michael sees over the top, and the quick pass, wide open shot. Cartwright doesn't stick it in, but there's when Michael made the great steal and hit the three-point shot. Right now, Philadelphia playing very tentatively.
Dawkins takes it to the hole, doesn't get the bounce. Rebound, Grant. 7 Chicago rebounds to 1 for Philadelphia. Grant comes all the way down for the hoop. The first 4 points, first 4 points for Horace Grant. He has 4.
Well, right now,
4 Bulls.
I'm sorry, Bob. Right now, Chicago has their way, and Barkley's got to get something inside here, Mahorn, to soften up this defense a little bit.
Mahorn can't get it to drop. Barkley doesn't get the rebound. 1 shot for Philadelphia. 8 Chicago rebounds versus 1 for the Sixers early. And off to Pippen. It'll be Philadelphia ball.
Well, you can just see the speed and quickness of the Chicago Bulls right now. Here's Pippen with a great pass to Horace Grant. Horace Grant is a guy that plays real well when you get him off in the game early, especially when you get him a couple easy baskets. He has 2 layups. It inspires the rest of his game, rebounding and defensive. Now
Hawkins against Jordan, his first opportunity with the ball. Jordan got a piece of it. Pippen gets the air ball. Jackson to Grant. This is the left-handed hook, and Philadelphia comes back.
Good opportunity, though. You can see right now, though, the Bulls are getting back very well defensively. Nothing going to the basket here for Philadelphia, except nice play there by Barkley.
Barkley with the drive lays it off to Jaminski for the hoop. It's 15-6. Bulls by 9. 7:09 to go. First quarter. Bulls just exploded here at the beginning of the ball game.
So what you want to do is weather the emotional storm here, and that's what Philadelphia needs to do. Get themselves back together defensively.
Now Hawkins pounding on Jordan, but Jordan just turns around and lays it in right in his face. He has 9. Jordan is 4 out of 4.
Michael has respect for Hawkins. Last year as a rookie, he destroyed him. He watched 2 tapes of him against Cleveland. He has respect for him. Therefore, Michael's coming out and playing him very tough early.
Now Hawkins beats Jordan to the hoop and answers with 2 of his own.
Big play there by Hawkins. Get on the board.
Paxson open for the 16-footer. He makes a living out of that shot.
He's had a tremendous year. John Paxson has thrived in the style of ball that Chicago's playing. He's a guy, you give him the open shot, he's going to bury it 6 out of 10 times.
Dawkins splits the double team, gives it to Barkley, who's fouled from behind by Michael Jordan. Barkley saying, I'm not used to having that happen.
Well, right now, this Chicago team is the aggressor. Johnny Dawkins with a great play here. Charles Barkley surprised here. He thinks he's got the tomahawk dunk, and Michael comes in from behind. Actually a pretty clean play. Looks like Michael maybe got him in the head with his elbow. But you can see right now that Chicago is not going to give up easy baskets. They're going to make the 76ers earn them at the free throw line.
Barkley is the last Philadelphia starter to score with that free throw, averaging 25-6. That's fourth in the league. Rebounds 14 a game.
He really sets the tone for the attitude of this Philadelphia team. He's been very quiet here early. His team has played quiet. I think he needs emotionally to get a little bit more involved in this ball game.
Chicago guards have not missed yet. Paxson and Jordan, they're 6 of 6 from the floor. Wave that basket off.
Let's look at the Bulls' keys. First of all, they must contain Barkley inside. They got to do a good job rebounding the ball, which will enable him to run. Make Dawkins a jump shooter. Don't let him get in the lane, and meet the physical challenge of Mahorn and Barkley.
19-10 Bulls. Jordan right in the face of Hawkins. Hawkins, good defense that time.
See, if Dawkins picks up another foul, he's got to sit down. So Michael really going at him early in this first period.
Barkley going hard to the hoop. He draws the foul. Pippen has a foul. Jordan has a foul. And now Grant one. And Jaminski has 2 personals for Philadelphia.
Bob, I also think John Paxson maybe jammed an ankle or something on that play. It looked like his right ankle as Barkley went to the basket. He either twisted it or jammed it. And, you know, through all that's gone on here early in the ball game, if Barkley can step up and make these foul shots, Philadelphia's right in the ball game. And again, you expect Chicago to come out emotionally charged early in this series. Philadelphia must just sort of hold their ground and then peck away little by little.
Mahorn kept it alive, but knocked it out of bounds. Bulls lead it 19-11. Let me check that. Jaminski with no fouls early on. Hawkins has 1 for Philadelphia.
See, right back in the post to Jordan again.
There's that defense. Jordan stuck with it. Missed the jumper. Rebound Mahorn. Barkley lost the handle. He got in trouble when he went past Jordan. Now Jordan losing it. Here comes Hawkins, has Barkley, and Dawkins trailing. Oh, boy. Chicago with 5 minutes to go first quarter.
There's a critical no call right there, Bob. That would have been Hawkins' second personal foul.
Cartwright with a quick move inside of Jaminski. Jaminski fouls him.
You see Hersey Hawkins here in the open floor. Cartwright standing his ground. The official ruling that Bill Cartwright was under the basket and therefore a foul not called. Here's Bill Cartwright with a great move and a score and the opportunity for a three-point play.
Bill Cartwright with his unorthodox free throw shooting style, and it's 22-13 Chicago. Dawkins looking for Hawkins again. Now Craig Hodges defending Hersey Hawkins. As Jordan gets an early rest with 4:34 to go in the quarter and 7 seconds left on Jimmy Lynam's 76ers shot clock.
Bob, if either you and I can hear or talk after this game, we're going to be lucky. As noisy as this crowd is, this is wild in here tonight.
Barkley from the corner. Doesn't have a shooting touch early on. Pippen. Right to the hoop. Nobody got in his way. Pippen with his first hoop of the night.
Well, Barkley was laying in the weeds to block that one, and Pippen just rose right over the top of him. Beautiful play.
Dawkins beats Paxson on the drive, gets fouled down on the baseline.
Let's watch Scottie Pippen here in the open court. Long arms. You're going to see Scottie. All of a sudden, he sees the opening. Barkley laying in the weeds, and Scottie just tomahawked it right over the top of him. A great play by Pippen, and Ron Anderson in the ball game. Very big player for them. He's a guy that can score coming off screens, who we matched up against Pippen last year Pippen had problem playing him on screens. Let's see if he does a better job in this series.
Anderson shooting nearly 51%, 28 of 55 from the field.
You know, Charles Barkley's shooting a lot of jump shots here early. The Bulls are backing off of him. Charles is settling for the open jump shot. He must put it on the floor, Bob. Force the double team. Right now, Charles is doing what the Bulls want him to do, shoot the outside shot. It keeps him off the boards.
And he's 0 for 2 early on.
See, let's watch the Hawkins-Hodges matchup now, too.
There's Anderson off the screen. Good defense. Pippen right in his face. To Mahorn, he can't get it. Anderson gets the rebound. Grant blocks it. Hodges spots up. Rebound to Barkley, his first of the game. Barkley tough to the hole, follows it again, couldn't get it either time, but he drew the foul.
How about the speed and power of Charles Barkley? He hangs in the air, he takes the bump from Cartwright, he misses it, but like a cat, he bounces back and rebounds the ball. Bobby, I don't even know whether he came down or not. Let's watch this. It happens so quickly. He goes up, he comes down, and look how quickly he's back at the board. This is a guy now who's 6'5 and a half, 260 pounds.
Stacey King checking in for the Chicago Bulls as Barkley goes to the free throw line again. Hodges picked up the personal foul. Barkley has not scored from the floor yet.
Now, Philadelphia's a team that they have a couple barometers that we can really watch for. One of them is free throw shooting. They get to the foul line 30 or more times a game. They're a very difficult team. Secondly, when they out-rebound their opponents and they shoot 50% from the field, they're a very difficult team to beat.
There's King coming in for Horace Grant. Grant has 4 points early, 1 foul.
See, early the matchup has worked for Chicago with Mahorn and Cartwright. With Cartwright playing Mahorn, Mahorn has not gotten anything easy around the basket. He's challenged every shot by Cartwright. Horace has had his way to be able to rebound and get out and run. And the matchups right now have favored Philadelphia. Excuse me, Chicago.
Philadelphia's Charles Barkley has 5 points all from the line. He's 5 out of 6. Now he's got 2 rebounds, no field goal. Pippen left alone for the jumper. He's too close.
If Scottie Pippen has a weakness, it's his jump shot. That's one that if he's not on the angle, he's not a great shooter.
This guy's weakness is not his jump shot, but he misses that time. Hawkins, Barkley with the rebound, but he misses the lay-in. Right now, foul on Philadelphia's Charles Barkley.
Well, right now, Charles Barkley is telling Hersey Hawkins, don't settle for that outside jump shot. Hawkins takes it quickly. Great play here by Barkley. But you know what? He goes away from the contact here to keep from getting the foul. Then the bump there by Barkley. Nice play by Stacey King.
Pippen from 14.
See, that's the shot that Scottie Pippen's got to make. You can see right now, not confident. He's an angle shooter.
Barkley with a beautiful pass of about 40 feet down low to Ron Anderson.
And Bob, what I mean by an angle shooter is he likes to use the glass. He likes to get it to 45. And as you watch the ball game, watch his success shooting the ball when he gets at the angle.
And the 19-foot set shot's not so bad. Paxson down to Stacey King against Barkley. Barkley with the rebound.
See, Charles Barkley didn't even challenge the shot. He let Stacey King go up. He did not want to get another personal foul.
Barkley 5 rebounds early. Philadelphia clawing their way back in here, trailing now by 7 with 2:14 to go in the quarter.
There's a guy who's big. He needs to make that shot. Jimmy Lynam has to have a smile on his face because when Ron Anderson sticks it, now you have a couple perimeter threats in the Sixer offense.
Bulls had led by 11, 6 straight Philadelphia points, and it's 24-19 with just under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter from Chicago.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
There's just 1 minute made left.
I'll play you for it.
Yo, great game.
Yeah. Yeah. I got thirsty just watching you guys.
Minute Maid Orange, the orange, the official soft drink of the NBA.
Frank and Frank on what kids will do to remind parents that Tuesday is Kids Night at Pizza Hut. They may serenade you. Hit it! Tuesday night is Kids Night. Take him, please. Try sympathy. Or even hypnotism. At Kids Night, kids get a free Nickelodeon magazine and their own personal pan pizza absolutely free when you order yours. So take them. It's that or face. Pizza Hut, making it great for kids.
It's a 5-point Chicago lead. We always talk about Rick Mahorn being the tough guy, banging around when he's playing defense, but Bill's giving him a little of his own medicine here.
Cartwright's playing well. You see him banging in the post. He's denying Rick Mahorn. Now, Mahorn catches balls. He comes in the middle. You're going to watch Pippen come down. Bill Cartwright doesn't need help there, and what he does in coming down, he gives Ron Anderson the outside jump shot. Cartwright had Mahorn under wraps that time. He did not need help.
Mahorn talking to him there just a bit. There's the field goals. The first 5 minutes, Chicago couldn't miss. Last 5, a different story for the Bulls, and the Sixers have climbed back in it with a run of 6 straight points and a minute 59 remaining in the first quarter.
You know, at that time, Michael Jordan has been sitting down too. Phil Jackson has rested Michael early. When he rested him, Philadelphia was able to get back in the game. Now you have Hodges, the three-point shooter, matched up in the backcourt with Michael Jordan. Again, foul trouble going to be very, very important in this game. If Percy Hawkins picks up number 2, it's going to really put Philadelphia with problems.
So Stacey King, Craig Hodges in off the bench for Chicago now with Cartwright, Jordan, and Scottie Pippen as John Paxson and Horace Grant rest for the Bulls. There's the pick from King. Barkley draws.
Oh, man.
Jordan, who lobs it into King after the switch.
Boy, Michael, I don't know how he found Stacey King.
With 4 on the shot clock, Michael Jordan, he has 11. Cartwright knocks it out of bounds. Jordan 5 out of 7 from the floor. On the double team, Jordan just saw King. He knew Barkley came off him.
And Stacey made a great catch also. Chicago putting just a little token pressure on Johnny Dawkins, trying to slow them up a little bit so they can't easily get into their offense.
Hawkins wants and gets a pick from Mahorn. There's that Chicago defense. Jordan. King misses it. Hodges tries the 3. Jordan misses the tip. It is Chicago ball.
You know, it seems right now that Philadelphia is a step slow on everything. I don't know if it's a fatigue factor from playing a 5-game series, but they played this way at Cleveland on the road in the 2 games. They have got to up their level of intensity on the road. In order to win this series, they must win a game here in Chicago Stadium, and they will not do it playing on their heels.
Now Barkley against Cartwright. Cartwright turns around, easily shoots over the shorter Barkley's got about 6.5, 7 inches on him.
Well, Bill Cartwright's had a big first quarter defensively against Mahorn, and offensively with 7 big points.
Chicago back up by 9. Under a minute to go, first quarter.
Here comes a double team. Johnny Dawkins will have the open jump shot if they move the basketball.
Anderson decided to keep it and try the 12-footer, which was a wise idea. Anderson hasn't missed yet. He's 3 out of 3.
That's one of those, I saw you, I'll get you next time.
You know that.
I know.
You were the guy who
originated. I was a shooter. I used to say that. Sorry, I missed you.
Now, Pippen was about 19 feet away that time, got squared up, and he'll hit that shot.
Absolutely. The medium-range jump shot is the one he struggles with. He has a tendency sometimes to want to guide it rather than just let it go.
30-21, Bulls by 9. Hawkins trying to get inside the paint. A lot of moves against Jordan. He comes away with another steal. The Bulls have an opportunity for the final points. Hodges for 3. Philadelphia, though, enough time. They have 9 seconds.
Jimmy Lynam sort of smiling on his face, feeling that Percy Hawkins got fouled, feeling if they're going to get away with that, you better get your shot up, Charles.
He does not get the shot up. The quarter comes to an end with Chicago holding their biggest lead of the game, a lead of 12.
Its spirit launched from a million schoolyard dreams. Its stage exactly 94 by 50.
Stand by to come up on Z. Roll Z.
Across solid hardwood, they slice space and time with lightning precision.
Stand by to come up on X. Stand by to track it.
A million moments in time.
On 2. Freeze it.
Welcome to the big leagues. Welcome to the NBA.
Stand by the key graphic, key graphic. Ready one without it, take it.
And now, the network that keeps you on top of the action presents the pass that'll take you there live. Introducing the Power Pass from TNT. A pass so powerful, it will jet you to 26 American cities anytime you want. To see any regular season game you want. In 90-91, a city-by-city tour of everywhere the NBA calls home. From man-made palaces to legendary gardens.
Play X, put X online, track X, please.
Every NBA city, every NBA team. Win 27 full games. And the choice is yours. With tickets, airfare, hotel, and spending money, all provided by TNT.
Stand by clock and score, put them in.
All the stars.
Solve them out.
All the action. To come down with your Power Pass, just pick up one of these and call 1-900-3706-TNT or send a postcard with name, address, birth date, and phone to NBA on TNT. Enter as often as you like to win the most impressive credentials in sports and keep it right here as the rumble of the NBA playoffs continues on TNT.
The 1990 NBA playoffs continue. This is Eastern Conference semifinals. Chicago and Philadelphia. A lot of NBA fans have been waiting for this matchup. Barkley and Jordan, Hawkins and Pippen.
Well, both of those guys have really done well in the playoffs. Scottie Pippen played exceptionally well against Milwaukee. Hersey Hawkins was the key in the Cleveland series. Bob Thornton in the ball game now, resting Rick Mahorn. Philadelphia going with a very small lineup in the game right now. Illegal defense against Bill Cartwright.
Charles was pointing it out.
Here's the numbers in the playoff. Excuse me, Bob. Pippen +6. You can see his field goal percentage was up. His rebound was up. Hawkins +9 scoring. His field goal percentage up. So both of those guys have that raised their game to another level, as they always talk about in the playoffs.
Anderson drives into the lane, misses the jumper. That Bulls defense has been tough.
That's 8 for 22 now for Philadelphia. 37%.
Bulls can build yet a bigger lead. Pippen missing from the corner. Anderson kept it alive for Thornton, who's checked into the ball game for Philadelphia. Barkley hard to the hoop. He gets the basket and draws the foul. And that's Charles' first field goal of the night. He was 0 for 4 until then.
I think Phil Jackson's going to have to substitute here, probably get Bill Cartwright out of the ball game. They've got a small lineup. It's going to be a tough matchup. Let's see if Horace Grant gets Cartwright.
As a matter of fact, he's doing it even as you speak.
That's a good move, because what has happened is when Philadelphia went small, Cartwright then was at a mismatch. You could not be able to play him in an open court ball game. So now with Horace Grant and Stacey King Pippen, they have also gone small. Jaminski looks like he's getting ready to check in the ball game, maybe to try to force their hand to bring Cartwright back in the ball game. So a little chess match going on now between the coaches.
So Barkley, who struggled at the line versus Cleveland, less than 60%, got 6 of his 8 points tonight for the line.
I tell you right now, Philadelphia is not contesting around the basket, giving up second shots, and Chicago's a team now that looks like they're the more aggressive team. I don't know if it's because it's on their home floor. Philadelphia's got to take a stand, Bob. I know I've said it, but it's a 7-game series, and many times the first game sets the tone for the whole series.
Jaminski gets back into the lineup as Hersey Hawkins sits down. So it's Anderson, Thornton, Jaminski, Dawkins, and Barkley for Philadelphia.
Well, that puts Ron Anderson now against Michael Jordan. Ron Anderson is a big guard. He cannot play Michael Jordan, so Michael should be able to take him off the drive. Let's see if Anderson can make Michael play defensively off screens.
Barkley isolated against Grant. Trying to get that illegal defense. Not getting it. The ball is punched away. 6 on the shot clock. Anderson from long range. That was a 2-point attempt by Hodges. He stepped on the line. Thornton gets the rebound.
Hodges been bothered by a bad back. Missed a lot of the tail end of the season, but played pretty well in the playoffs against Milwaukee. They need his shooting.
Jaminski's jump hook rattles in and out of there. That thing went all the way down in there before it came out. Bulls by 11.
Good ball movement.
Hodges for three. Dawkins. Barkley against Grant.
You know, Philadelphia right now doing a lot of standing around trying to get an illegal defense, and their ball movement is not good right now. They're doing a... You're going to see it, the Charles Barkley standing around. They're trying to get the illegal defense. Horace knocks it loose, and then they end up getting a tough shot. Need to move the basketball.
10 on the shot clock for Philadelphia. Dawkins on the drive, gets the foul. And the Chicago team fouls mounting up here with 9:42 to go in the second quarter. Chicago with 3 team fouls and the Sixers with none.
You know, I think right now, Bob, what Philadelphia could do a little bit of, with Johnny Dawkins on the floor against Hodges, I think he could take him off the dribble. Let's see if B.J. Armstrong is coming into the game right now to get Craig Hodges. I think he is. Give him a little quicker player, and in doing that, Scotty Brooks is going to come into the ball game to match against B.J. Armstrong. So you can see the coaches have done their preparation. When certain teams substitute, they know they want a certain guy to play against him.
Until you see how great a talent Scotty Brooks and B.J. Armstrong are, NBA level, it looks like kiddie core, looks like a rec league. These guys look so young and small.
Yes, they do. And Scotty Brooks had a big series against Cleveland, although he didn't score any points, played very well.
10-point Bulls lead. Jordan open from 18 over Anderson. Jordan has 13.
That's the shot, though, that Philadelphia wants him to make. If they can keep him on the perimeter, keep him off the free throw line, make Michael Jordan, if he's going to score 40, get 16 or 17 field goals rather than get on the line and shoot 12 free throws.
Now Jordan trying to defend Anderson. Nice pass inside of Jaminsky, who got inside of Scottie Pippen.
Well, that's the matchup we talked about. Pippen on Jaminsky, and that time Jaminsky posted him. Scotty got locked in behind him. He took advantage of him.
Nobody watched Pippen. Nobody was on him. He just flew easily through the lane for the lay-in. Dawkins inside to Barkley, who gets the basket and draws the foul. Barkley now has 10 points.
Here's Scottie Pippen. This is him at his best. Driving the ball, you see Barkley gets hung up behind the screen. Thornton doesn't step out there. Now, in the series against Cleveland, Philadelphia was stepping out there and punishing the dribbler, making him take a foul and take the ball in out of bounds. Thornton doesn't care if he gets 6 fouls. Step out there, take a foul, send a message, make him take the ball out of bounds, Bob. You can't give up those kind of easy baskets.
He's in there to use his foul.
Absolutely,
correctly.
absolutely. You don't want to give up layups in the playoffs. That's an easy finger roll, especially when Pippen is struggling shooting the outside jump shot.
Stacey King picked up the personal for Chicago. It's 39-30. Sixers have pulled to within 9. They've trailed by as many as 12. King hard to the hoop. Jaminsky with the defense. Anderson stepped on the line. It'll belong to Chicago. And Will Perdue is coming into the ball game for Stacey King. Will Perdue averaging 15 points a game in the playoffs.
Well, he played one ball game against Milwaukee and came off the bench in game 4 at 15. Here's Ron Anderson trying to save it and stepping on the line. Will Perdue will be matched up against Jaminsky.
Armstrong now played by Scotty Brooks. There's Jordan all alone for a 3.
See if Philadelphia scores here. It's a 7-point ball game, and Chicago's had their way. They've dominated.
Barkley goes for 3.
See, I just don't like that shot by Charles at this stage. I think he's settling for something that's going to be there all night long rather than trying to get inside. The Bulls have 14 fouls, so the rest of the quarter they're going to be shooting free throws. Not a good shot for Barkley to take.
8:12 remaining, second quarter. Bob Neal, Doug Collins with you from Chicago Stadium. We continue the playoff coverage on TNT. Doubleheader coming your way tomorrow night. Pippen hands it to Jordan. Being shadowed for the moment by Anderson. He lost him and missed the jumper.
You know, Michael Jordan's a guy that can get his shot anytime he wants to. I mean, you can play him however you want to play him. He can still get his own shot. It's a great weapon to have.
Scotty Brooks played by B.J. Armstrong. Into Jaminsky, who's against Purdue. They isolate that tie. 6 on the shot clock. Jaminsky with his fadeaway.
Well, that's a good sign for the Philadelphia 76ers. Jaminsky getting the ball in the post. He scored twice now down there, and he's also hit a shot. So Mike Jaminski coming alive a little bit. And again, Bob, a 7-point ball game, and really Chicago has had the upper hand the whole game.
Jordan against Anderson. Here comes Brooks for the double. He finds the open man who's Armstrong. He buries the jumper.
That's what B.J. can do. B.J. right now, not a point guard who's going to create or set up your offense. He's going to be a guy who can step up and make the open shot off the double team. He, Paxson, Hodges, great compliments to Michael Jordan.
Lob into Barkley, tipped away by Grant. Thornton with the tip in off the Anderson miss. His first 2 of the night. Bulls by 7. Jordan just weaved his way through everybody. He's 7 out of 12, has 15 points.
You see, Ron Anderson can't play him. It's not that Ron Anderson doesn't want to, but he just does not have the speed and quickness to do it. They're going to have to get the ball out of Michael's hands.
Barkley on the give and go to Anderson. Nice play. Thornton is down. And now up. Yeah, I thought they were going to have a 5-on-4, but no. There's Jordan isolated against Anderson again. No help. Kicks it out to B.J. Armstrong.
See again, spot up Michael on the penetration. The minute the double team occurs, Barkley with a bad pass, and B.J. nails the shot.
Barkley with a rebound. He has 7 rebounds. Bulls by 9. Barkley has 11 points, even though he struggled from the field. See Philadelphia with 6 turnovers. Foul away from the ball. Mahorn's going to check back into the ball game for Philadelphia. We have a timeout on the floor.
Recently, Four Wheel and Off-Road magazine tested the latest imports and domestics to determine this year's 4x4 of the year. The winner was then tested against past 4x4 of the year winners to determine the best of the best. They compared power, performance, and handling. And when it was over, Jeep Cherokee stood on familiar ground.
Get $1,000 cash back or 0% financing on Jeep Cherokee.
Bob Neal and Doug Collins back with you at Chicago Stadium.
Let's take a look now at B.J. Armstrong. B.J. is going to space the floor nicely. Michael on the penetrating drive, and will stop it as he gets in the lane and forces Scotty Brooks to give help. So here's Michael on the drive. Here's Scotty Brooks. He's coming to give help. You see it. Good spacing here. The dish out and the wide open jump shot by B.J. Armstrong.
Armstrong has 4 points thanks to being the man left open. That last personal right before the timeout was on Will Perdue of Chicago. 5:38 remaining in the first half of play. The Bulls with a 9-point lead. They got out to an early lead of 11. Then Michael went to the bench. Philadelphia closed back into 5. Jordan returns. The lead goes back up here now to 9 points.
I think when you talk about this series, you know, Ed Nealy has not been in the ball game yet. If this series starts to get a little rough, you can count on seeing Ed Nealy. He played very well against Milwaukee. Phil Jackson is right now going with Stacey King. Stacey's had a couple shots around the basket that he shot very quickly. He's gone away from contact. He's not gotten on the boards. That's what he's going to have to give this team. He needs to come in. He's 6'10". He can score, Bob. He could be a big contributor in this series for the Chicago Bulls.
Cartwright back in for Chicago. Mahorn in for Philadelphia. Mike Jaminski, who is basically a perimeter center. He's not a real post-up power. With the switching of the Chicago defense, you might see him down low a little more tonight, though, than usual.
Well, if he gets Pippen on him, he can play low. If he has Cartwright, he'll probably play out on the floor. A guy like Jack Sikma caused Cartwright problems when he played him by getting out at the three-point line. Will has difficulty covering out there.
Bulls in the penalty. Sixers have yet to commit a team foul. Philadelphia 10 of 13 from the line. Chicago shot and made only one free throw. Cartwright spins in on Kaminsky. The jump hook goes down for Cartwright.
Bill Cartwright's playing big right now. 9 points, doing a super job, both offensively and defensively.
Now Hawkins with Jordan on him, looking for Kaminsky against King.
Hawkins has to be very careful entering the ball in the post. Michael Jordan will steal that pass.
Kaminsky's jump hook. Cartwright's rebound. He has 4 rebounds to go with his 9 points. Now they've got Anderson and Hawkins. That left Stacey King open. Sixers had to foul. At the conclusion of tonight's game, Doug and I will be selecting the Miller Lite player of the game.
That was the first strong move that Stacey King has made to the basket tonight. Michael with a nice little dish on the screen roll. He found Stacey. Stacey went up strong. Now it's important for him to step up there and knock in these 2 free throws. We know how important free throw shooting is in the playoffs. Right now, Philadelphia getting to the line more than Chicago. But they probably will, because they're going to be a team that gets the ball inside more. Chicago, a team that lives a little bit more by the jump shot.
Mahorn picked up the personal. Off the miss, it'll belong to Philadelphia. 4:43 to go, first half. Bulls by 10. Tough to dig out of that hole on the road. Philadelphia finding that to be true. Brooks now getting a little of his medicine, and that's the mosquito-like defense of B.J. Armstrong. Brooks taking it to the hole, getting the basket as he got around B.J. Armstrong.
You know, he really didn't look to be an offensive player in the Cleveland series. Scotty Brooks has 3-point range. He's quick. He can make that little floating shot.
Dawkins will be back in momentarily for Philadelphia. 8 on the shot clock for the Bulls. From 18. Jordan misses. Mahorn rebounds.
Hey, score here, it's a 6-point game. I know I keep saying that, but you know, Chicago has really dominated here.
Brooks launches from long range. King has the position and the rebound.
Did a nice job that time keeping Ricky Mahorn on the offensive boards. Mahorn been very quiet in this ball game.
Mahorn has only 2 points. Right against Kaminsky again, all by himself. The jump hook, not this time. Kaminsky had the board stolen by Stacey King. Armstrong running it for Chicago.
This is to get Cartwright the ball in the post.
Hawkins broke up the pass. Now 7 on the shot clock. 5. Jordan shooting on the run. He has 17. And a near steal. Saved by Hawkins to Brooks. Back to Hawkins. And it's blocked by Jordan. They're calling the foul on him. Jordan is ubiquitous tonight. That's 2 personals on Michael.
Does that mean he's everywhere?
Exactly. That Illinois State education's coming through once again, Douglas. 50-40, the Bulls leading.
Gillette announces a razor that can sense the individual needs of your face. Introducing the extraordinary Gillette Sensor Shaving System. Sensor blades are mounted on responsive springs to continuously sense and adjust to your face for the best shave a man can get. Closer, smoother, safer. New Gillette Sensor.
The type A personality vacation. The type B personality vacation. The best vacations are this vacation, the Royal Caribbean vacation.
It's time for the Gatorade Slam Dunk. Tonight's Slam Dunk by Fred Roberts.
Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball!
You got a thirst.
Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball!
You know what you need.
Give me the ball!
Fluids and minerals fast.
The Sixers and the Bulls will continue from the stadium in Chicago in a moment. Hello again, I'm Craig Sager. Joining me at halftime, former Atlanta coach Mike Fratello. He'll share his thoughts on the game so far. And we'll look ahead to this week's playoff schedule. We'll also talk to New York Knicks coach Stu Jackson and Charles Oakley on the eve of their game against the Detroit Pistons. But now back to Bob Neal and Doug Howard.
Where it's 50-40 Chicago with 2:56 to go in the first half. And Michael Jordan, we were talking about the ubiquity of Jordan.
Well, he almost gets the steal, and then he comes back and gets a piece of it, ruling a... Michael got him on the wrist. Michael not very happy with that foul. Hersey Hawkins at the line, and in the ball game, Philadelphia 10 for 13 from the free throw line. Chicago 2 for 3 as Hersey Hawkins steps up and misses. Now, see, when you play Michael Jordan, you know, all these little things come into play here as we see Charles Davis. In the series against Cleveland, Hersey Hawkins shot 29 for 31 from the foul line for a cool 93%. Here he steps up and missed his first one. So that just the presence of Michael Jordan wears on you mentally all game long.
Hawkins gets 1 out of 2 from the line that time. 2 of 5 from the floor in this game. Only 4 points. 9-point Bulls lead. Paxson back in there for Chicago, along with Charles Davis. We saw this a moment ago. Well, they've got Jordan down low with Hawkins, but Barkley's dropping in on him. 5 on the shot clock for Cartwright. Now 3, now 2. The rebound corralled by Paxson. Kicks it to Davis, who's open from the baseline. Barkley has 8 rebounds.
Let's see what Philadelphia gets going here. They've got the opportunity to get to the foul line. If they get something going to the basket, rather than, you know, settle for that outside shot, they can get themselves right back in it here.
Hersey Hawkins off the screen, doesn't get it to drop.
Let's watch Hersey Hawkins. This is everyone's nightmare, chasing Michael Jordan all night long. You see him, he's going to try to get in the post. Michael Jordan not only quick, but deceptively strong. You see him locked in the post there, wanting the ball. Good Philadelphia defense.
Sixers could cut it to 7 with 2 minutes to go in the period. Hawkins having problems. What do? You go to the zone buster, Charles Barkley. That was only Barkley's second offensive rebound, by the way, which is part of the story of this game as the Bulls lead by 7. Paxson over Hawkins. Hawkins got a little bit of hand up in that shot. Here's Dawkins. He's going to take it strong to the basket.
5-point ball game right now. Chicago missing that outside shot. They were very hot early. They shot 56% in the first quarter. In this period, they're down now shooting the basketball. They're not getting to the free throw line. As a result, Philadelphia has got right back in this ball game.
And we have a 20-second timeout, and Johnny Dawkins shows you his blinding speed.
Well, you know, Michael Jordan would normally go for this block. You see him right there. He's scoping him out, but he realizes he has 2 fouls, so he lays off of that one rather than pick up his third one with 1:15 to go in the half.
Chicago only shooting 36% this period. You were talking about their shooting being off. Only 8 of 22 shots. They're getting the opportunities.
They're all on the perimeter, though. Right now, everything is outside. Be interesting to see if Phil Jackson maybe gets something inside this time. Post up Michael Jordan. He really hurt this Philadelphia team in the post early in the first quarter with Hersey Hawkins.
By the way, we have 2 of the best coaches in the NBA working on our telecast tonight. Doug Collins and Mike Fratello, who's in the studio with Craig Sager.
One of us is still crazy, though. One of us is still coaching.
Yeah, raise your hand, Mike. 1:11 to go, first half. Jordan open for the jumper past Hawkins. He misses it again, and Chicago's 8 of 23 in this quarter. Minute to go in the quarter, and the Sixers could cut this Chicago lead that was as big as 12 down to 3 or better.
You got Dubinsky against Charles Davis, and Charles trying to root him off the block with the foul. Again, the importance of free throws in this period, it has kept Philadelphia alive in this game here early in the first half.
And since the Bulls are in the penalty, Dubinsky will go to the line. Good free throw shooter. It's tough, is it not, to hold the big early lead? It seems as if every time we see that happen, it's great to have the 12 or 15, but if it's in the first 10 minutes of a ball game, it's a problem sometimes.
Bob, this game is a game of emotional surges, and we knew that Chicago was going to come out with a home crowd and be excited and play well early. Here's the free throw story. 12 for 16, 2 for 3. And Mike Jaminski now with a second shot. But it's so true. If you can weather that early storm that a team throws at you, that early emotion, and then settle down into a rhythm, that's what Philadelphia started to do. It's become a half-court game. Chicago's best in the open floor.
This is the closest since the score was 5-2 with 43 seconds to go in the half.
Now, I like this. Michael in the post. He'll get to the line, and he'll get a score here.
Split right between Mahorn. Mahorn got there. A splash too late for Michael Jordan.
See, the fans right now are, cheering the fact that we finally got a foul here, meaning the Chicago team. But this is the first time Chicago's really gone inside. Again, Michael Jordan in the post, and right there he's devastating because he forces the double team or can get to the free throw line. He got off to an early start in this game by posting up.
Michael Jordan just has his 18th point.
Ron Anderson returns for Philadelphia.
That was his first free throw as Anderson checks back in.
Good substitution. Jimmy Lynam, Hersey Hawkins with 2 fouls, gets him out of there so he doesn't get his third.
Jordan leading the NBA in scoring. Going into the second round of the playoffs here, 38-6.
This possession very important now for Philadelphia. Pippen not to get his third or Jordan to get their third. So very smart defensive sequence here for Chicago.
Dawkins with a good use of the backcourt kicks, but then he misses the lay-in. 20 seconds remaining in the half. About a 2-second differential in the shot clock and the game clock.
Well, look for Michael to penetrate, maybe find John Paxson for an open jump shot in the corner.
There's the penetration. There's Pippen for the open jump shot in the corner, but the foul first.
See, Michael
Paxson
Jordan
on the right side, Pippen on the left side.
Michael Jordan just creates, and Philadelphia did a real good job because they stayed with Paxson. They were going to force Pippen to be the shooter. Michael got in the lane again, but twice now Michael in the last minute has gotten inside and he's going to shoot 4 free throws because of it.
We've seen this at the end of so many halves and so many ball games as Michael Jordan parading to the free throw line. Jordan and Barkley. Barkley's another example, always getting to the line.
Well, you see the top 4 in the league, Karl Malone, David Robinson, Barkley, and Jordan. Needless to say, they're also 4 of the top scorers. So when you get to the line and then you get to the, you get 6, 8, 9 field goals, you're going to throw up 25 points in a ball game.
6.7 seconds remaining in this first half of play. The Bulls were up by 12. Now they're up by 6. There's the pressure. Philadelphia having trouble getting it up here. They'll have a hard time getting a shot off. Barkley caught the air ball by Dawkins. That pressure by Chicago kept Philadelphia from even getting an attempt, and they had a legitimate shot at one. It's the Bulls by 6 after the first half at Chicago Stadium.
The 1990 NBA playoffs on TNT are brought to you by Jeep and Eagle, the official vehicles of the NBA, and by The Pump by Reebok. Pump it up.
The Tour de Light is rolling across America.
Where's Woody?
And they might be coming to your town with lots of instant prizes. If a Miller Lite biker spots you holding a Miller Lite, you could win up to $10,000 and a Raleigh bicycle. So pick up the less filling beer that really tastes great, and you might pick up $10,000 as the Tour de Light races across America.
Clutch Men, Clutch Moments, brought to you by the official vehicle of the NBA, Jeep and Eagle. Down by 2, Philadelphia's Johnny Dawkins ties the game at 99. Who will Orlando look to in the clutch?
Even the most remote areas of the country can now be reached at the following number.
The Guaranteed Advantage saves you $500 on Jeep Wrangler.
With time running out and the score tied, the Magic go to Reggie Theus to win it in the clutch.
Pulls up. Oh, good shot.
you can expect the best from Jeep and Eagle.
The Prudential Halftime Report is being brought to you by the companies of the Prudential. Come to the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
At Chicago Stadium, the Bulls lead the Sixers by 6. Hello again, I'm Craig Sager. Welcome to the Prudential Halftime Report. Stu Jackson and Charles Oakley will join us from Detroit in a moment. But with me now is Mike Fratello. And Mike, thanks for being with us. Looking at that first half, although Chicago may have dominated, it's a close game.
Yeah, it really is. And the key is the number of free throw attempts. Philadelphia shooting 17, Chicago only shooting 7 makes up the difference.
Right now, the teams, of course, the coaches in the locker room trying to make adjustments. But what about the game plan going in? Who maybe followed the game plan best?
I think it was obvious from the beginning of the game that it was going to be Jordan versus Hawkins, try to take advantage of that position. And that's the key as we see here in the first half. Let's take a look at some of the highlight films right now. As we look here, we'll see Chicago go right down and post up Jordan. And if you don't double team him, he beats you one-on-one by backing you down and shooting over the opponent. On the other hand, if they post him and you decide to come back and double team him, Michael Jordan, he's good enough to make a good decision, find the open man, they knock out the open shot. The next thing is Philly tries to come back at Jordan, make him work. A little bit of one-on-one versus Hawkins, but the problem here is that Michael Jordan, with great hands, comes up with a steal. As we know, Chicago was second in the NBA in steals this year as a team. It leads to easy scores, a three-pointer by Craig Hodges. Another factor here is that Chicago had so many uncontested shots. Normally we'd see a foul here, a hard foul, make them go to the foul line. Instead, they're driving the lane for easy scores. A big point here, big reason why Chicago is shooting such a high field goal percentage.
Okay, if you're Jim Lanham, what do you tell the team now at half?
Well, you come back out in the second half, and I think he should be real encouraged. They're only down 6 points in this game. As you mentioned, looking at the game on television, it looked like Chicago was in a runaway. Here they are, 6 points down with 24 minutes to go. They're right in the game.
Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan tonight. Patrick Ewing followed by Magic Johnson tomorrow night. I'll look at our playoff schedule in a moment.
We go above and beyond just like you, above and beyond what we have to do.
I'm a Prudential representative. When I talk to people about CDs and mutual funds, they're surprised at the wide range of investment opportunities I can offer.
You work hard, so do we, to make what you've worked for a reality. The Rock, the Prudential, above and beyond.
Welcome back to the Prudential Halftime Report. Our coverage of the NBA playoffs continues this week with 7 games in 5 days. The Sixers and the Bulls are in the spotlight tonight, but tomorrow we'll be at the Palace and at the Forum. In Game 1, Patrick Ewing and the Knicks will face Dennis Rodman and the defending NBA champion Pistons. Rodman will also be honored that night as the Master Lock Defensive Player of the Year. In Game 2, Kevin Johnson, the last-second hero in the series with Utah, against Magic Johnson and the Los Angeles Lakers. Wednesday, it's Game 2, Charles Barkley and the 76ers against Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Thursday, a replay of Tuesday, Ewing and the Knicks against Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons, to be followed by Tom Chambers and the Suns against Magic and the Lakers. And Friday, we continue to follow Barkley and Jordan, this time from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. 7 games in 5 days this week as the NBA playoffs move on TNT.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish my old partner was here tonight, because this used to be our song.
All my dreams come true. In my arms, soft and bomb, and a hope for two.
In the movies, happy endings are easy, but in the real world, they take solid planning. So for investment advice, peace of mind, even buying or selling a home, come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the Rock.
The Prudential Halftime Report has been brought to you by the companies of the Prudential. Come to the Prudential and build your future on the Rock.
You're about to get something special. The brand book, filled with money-saving coupons on products for the whole family.
Nancy? Oh, Susie.
Susan, hi.
Hey, what's that you're reading?
It's the brand book.
The brand.
It just came in the mail. It's full of money-saving coupons, and look, it's such a convenient way to take them to the store.
Oh, and there's a coupon I need. Oh,
No. That one's mine.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Use the brand book. The bonus in your mailbox.
Call now and you can have 13 weeks of the Wall Street Journal and this valuable 120-page guide to understanding money and markets. That's 13 weeks of the Journal for the news and ideas you need every business day. And this guide free, which tells you everything you want to know about money and markets. Now for only $34. Call toll-free 800-421-2000. Today's Wall Street Journal. Faster, tougher, smarter. Call 800-421-2000 now.
They come from every corner of the earth to play. 24 elite teams, each with the dream of victory. Victory in the world's most popular sports event. More people will see it than the Super Bowl and the World Series combined. And for the first time in 40 years, the U.S. national team is there. This is the 1990 World Cup. From the opening kick to the championship final. Live on TNT.
You don't have Nixon to kick around anymore. I'm not a crook. I burned everything I've got.
From his rise to commander-in-chief to his fall in disgrace.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
No politician in American history has faced more controversy. Now, Richard Nixon is back in the arena, reflecting on his past and his impact on the world. In an interview with Larry King, Thursday night Eastern, only on CNN.
Making it great inside the NBA. Brought to you by Pizza Hut.
Welcome to Inside the NBA. Joining Mike Fratello and me now from Detroit on the eve of their big game against the defending NBA champion Detroit Pistons, Stu Jackson and Charles Oakley from the New York Knicks. And gentlemen, I know you're more concerned now about coming up the game Tuesday than you are Sunday, but first of all, we'd like to congratulate you on a great series and a great victory at the Boston Garden.
Thank you very much, Craig.
Were you surprised maybe in some of the people in the media and some of the fans that you were able to be only the third team in history to come back from a 0-2 deficit?
Well, I think from our standpoint, to speak for the team, Craig, after Game 2 being down, 2-0 and being humiliated as we were, we just really had to band together and take one game at a time in hopes that anything could happen. We won our 2 games at home, which we should have, and then that 5th game was winner take all, and we were just fortunate enough to win.
Stu, let me ask you a question. This is a new lineup that Detroit will be facing. The fact that you did the trade for Maurice Cheeks, along with Gerald Wilkins in the backcourt, now Vandeweghe up front with Charles back there healthy again, and Ewing in the center spot. Maybe it's a little bit different now instead of the 4-0 series during the course of the regular season.
Without question, Mike, we're taking a different basketball team in there. Charles did not play in our last game, our last loss at home. Maurice and Kiki still really weren't in sync with the rest of the team. I think with the new lineup, they'll see a different team, but also our bench is somewhat strengthened now with Trent Tucker as well as Johnny Newman on the bench.
Let me ask you about Detroit's defense. Obviously, everyone in the league knows they have an outstanding defensive team. What kind of problems did they present to you during the course of the season?
Well, Mike, they really have, in each of the 4 games, taken us out of our offense at some point during the game. We have trouble advancing the basketball up the court. We have trouble initiating our offense on the wings. If we had one problem in the game or in the series, it will be we need to find other ways to score.
Charles, everybody talks about Boston's front line. With Detroit, they talk about the great guard tandem. What will you do to possibly get them to spread out, to maybe force them to take that outside shot?
Well, number one, we're going to really play up-tempo defense and try to make them play further out in the offense and try to get James off the block and make it tough for them inside. I think Maurice Cheeks and Gerald are going to do a great job. You got Trent off the bench and Johnny. So we're really prepared. We're going to come out tomorrow night and do our best we can do.
Charles, as a teammate of Mark Jackson, what were your comments to him after not seeing him see any action in Sunday's game? Is it something that really bothers you as a teammate?
Well, we're in a series now, and coach is going with the guys who are doing the job, and, Mark is a guy who's going to have to keep his head and just keep cheering his own. His day is coming anytime, so we're in another series, so he might get a lot of time tomorrow. You never know. So he's just going to have to keep cheering on like the other guys on the team doing and really look forward to the future.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us. Good luck. We, of course, will have your game tomorrow night right here on TNT.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Mike Fratello, you've had a week off if you're the coach of the Detroit Pistons. For your Stu Jackson, no time at all to prepare for Detroit. What is he doing?
Well, a real tough decision for a coach because you want to have the team as prepared as possible. You want everything to be right. But I think Stu made a very interesting and probably correct decision. He gave the Knicks off today. It gives his staff a complete day to prepare, maybe perhaps change a few things because they did lose the Series 4-zip during the regular season. It lets the team rebound or recover from a very exhausting series, both physically and mentally. Tomorrow morning they'll have their shoot-around, have their game day preparation, and hopefully be fresh for the Pistons.
As for the Pistons, you think possibly they were preparing for Boston after the Celtics went up 2-0, and now suddenly they have a surprise opponent?
Well, it's interesting. Once again, Chuck Daly, that wise old owl, picked correctly. He sent his scouts out for the last 2 games. Brendan Malone covered yesterday the New York Knicks. That was his emphasis yesterday, follow the Knicks. So Chuck Daly seems to know what's going on.
Speaking of coaching, Doug Collins mentioned Bob Neal. They're two coaches or former coaches right now in our broadcast. He said the one wants to coach again, the other doesn't. You know which one I am. Do you think you'll ever see Doug again?
Well, I don't know if Doug's going to come back to the coaching, the sidelines once again. He's doing a great job and really enjoys it. But I do know this. I really miss stealing all the plays that he used to run. We used to match up against each other. It seemed like the next game we'd run one of their plays and they'd run one of ours. So I miss you, Doug.
Well, thanks for being with us. Mike Fratello will be with us for the next couple of nights. Well, let's go back to Chicago Stadium where Doug Collins is sitting next to Bob Neal. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Craig. I noted a little sarcasm in the I miss you, Doug.
Yeah, I noticed that, too. It's an interesting night we've had here tonight at the stadium, Bob, with this ball game. Chicago got off to such a great start. And then the second quarter tended to get on the perimeter a little bit, didn't get to the free throw line. Philadelphia kept chipping away. I thought Philadelphia played a very poor first half, but I thought that Chicago was the reason they did that.
Absolutely. The free throw shooting, a significant disparity, as we pointed out during that second quarter particularly. As you see, 13 of 17, only 5 of 7.
And 4 of those free throws came in the last minute by Michael Jordan. So really they had only gotten the line like two for 3 until he got to the line and made 3 of the last 4. In terms of turnovers, too, we talked about that. Philadelphia 6, Chicago only 2, which tells you that the defense that Philadelphia's playing, they're not really pressuring the basketball. They're playing Chicago very soft to force them to shoot the ball from the outside, and it's worked very well.
You talked about Hersey Hawkins in our opening, about the challenge that he faced trying to defend Jordan and how that could affect his game.
Well, you know, you see it right here. He's going to take the ball to the basket. I think this time he slips down, and you see Charles Davis all over the top of him. You see him, he just has mishandled the basketball. He's not felt comfortable, and that's what I talked about the mental strain when you play against Michael Jordan. And Hersey Hawkins needs to just keep working his way back in this ball game. Still 24 more minutes. Charles Barkley got most of his points from the free throw line. 13 points, 10 rebounds, only 3 of the 9 from the field, and Michael Jordan with 20 points. He got up to a great start. They attacked early against Hersey Hawkins, feeling if they could get him in foul trouble, it would be very important. Here's Michael with a slashing, cutting, spectacular move that he makes look so very easy.
So Michael Jordan has 20 at the half to lead all scorers, 13 for Barkley, 10 for Jaminski for Philadelphia, Anderson with 8 off the bench, 9 for Bill Cartwright in the first half for the Chicago Bulls. Down to Jaminski with that jump hook. Barkley comes and gets his 11th rebound of this ball game.
You know, Ricky Mahorn very quiet in that first half, only 1 of 4 from the field. They need to get him going a little bit, and we see already perimeter shooting that does not go, and Chicago now out on the run.
Chicago leading it by 6, opening moments of the second half from Chicago Stadium. Bob Neal, Doug Collins with you. Continue our playoff coverage on TNT, a doubleheader coming up tomorrow night. 5 on the shot clock for Cartwright against Jaminski. With 3, Cartwright misses. Rebound Barkley, 12 boards on the night.
If this game stays a half-court game, I think Philadelphia has a great chance to win it. If Chicago can open it up and get some running, I think they'll be able to break it open. Right now, this kind of game favors Philadelphia because they'll muscle and they'll get to the free throw line.
Barkley drew the double team, got it to Dawkins, the penetrating move. He drew the foul from John Paxson as he got into the lane.
Here's Michael Jordan. Now, you talk about him being an offensive player. He's also one of the most dominant defensive players. He's hung up in a switch with Charles Barkley, and it's an arm wrestling match, and Michael does not back down an inch. So Great effort there by Michael Jordan. Johnny Dawkins going to the line here for 2, and the Philadelphia backcourt shot 4 for 12 in that first half. We know Johnny Dawkins is an erratic shooter. He was 2 for 7 in the ball game. He has 6 points. But Chicago has got to play him soft on the perimeter, Bob. And what I mean by that is get off of him and challenge him to shoot the shot, not get in the lane where he puts your defense at a disadvantage.
Just like Paxson did 2 possessions ago.
Absolutely.
Now Pippen, Barkley's on him, looking for Grant down low. Now Paxson on a screen. Pippen's got Jaminski on him now.
They're really going early here to Cartwright in the half, too. 2 possessions that gone to him against Jaminski.
He backed Jaminski right in there and got the 8-foot jumper. Cartwright with 11 points in this ball game. Jaminski gave up that territory, and Cartwright got in there to where it was a relatively easy little jump shot.
The shot doesn't look pretty, but he's made an awful lot of points in his career.
Patented, maybe the nicest thing you can say about it. Unusual. Mahorn fakes Cartwright, goes to the hole, misses the lay-in, and Barkley gets screened off. And the Bulls get an opportunity to run. Grant is fouled by Hersey Hawkins. That'll be 3 on Hawkins, and Grant goes to the line.
Well, we see Chicago thriving in that open court on the run again. Scottie Pippen with 8 assists. Ricky Mahorn misses a point-blank shot. You see Horace Grant blowing down the outside, scoring. And again, that's the kind of basket that gets Horace Grant excited. You're going to see him now when he gets those easy baskets, and maybe finishes it off for a 3-point play. Tip in there by Pippen, but...
Well, Jaminski had more of the effort on that anyway. They'll give it to Pippen, but Jaminski tried to get it, and Pippen came in from behind. 10-point Chicago lead. Inside to Jaminski from Mahorn.
Well, Philadelphia that time beat the trap very easily. Chicago tried to trap, 2 good passes. Mahorn had a shot. He dropped it down to Jaminski for an easier one.
Easy pass inside to Pippen. Mahorn got away with a push there.
Yes, he did.
To put it mildly.
Scotty turned an 8-footer into a 12-footer with a little help. See the double team. Somebody's going to have the open shot.
It's Hawkins. He hasn't been able to get it tonight. 13 rebounds for Barkley. But Hersey Hawkins, there's no question about it. The defense he's had to play and the problems he's had with Jordan have affected his game. Inside to Jaminski, and Pippen, one of the best in the business with the steal.
Boy, Scotty, just his long arms got that one. He was actually beat on the play and just made a sensational play to get back in and get the steal.
Hawkins had a near steal, but Grant came away with it. Now Pippen with 10 on the shot clock. Barkley playing Jordan. He dribbled it on the line. It'll belong to Philadelphia, and that's only the 3rd Chicago turnover in this entire ball game.
Again, you notice Chicago, when they broke out to a little bit of a lead, they were running. They've been in the half court. The only basket they've really gotten is Cartwright's turnaround jumper.
Dawkins with a lightning quick move to the hoop, but the foul before the shot. Doubleheader coming up tomorrow night. We have an offensive foul.
That was an illegal screen. I don't know if they called that against Jaminski or, yeah, Mike Jaminski with an illegal screen. That's his second.
Our doubleheader tomorrow night on TNT begins at 8 o'clock Eastern time.
We got Johnson and Johnson, and you'll be out there, and then I'll join you Thursday. You'll be out there in La La Land.
My kind of town. No, this is my kind of town. Jordan with the turnaround. Mahorn with a rebound. Mahorn has 6 boards, by the way.
Barkley waiting for the double team.
Here it comes. Off of Michael Jordan's foot. That'll be a new shot clock.
Here's the tough matchup right here. Hersey Hawkins against Michael Jordan in the post. I think Michael Jordan, one of the top 5 players in the league in the low post, because he has so many moves. He can fade. He can jump over the top of you. Force the outside shot. Michael couldn't get it to go.
Now Grant against Barkley. Looked to a double team. This time Charles took it there himself. Missed the lay-in, got his own rebound. 4 of 11 from the field. Charles struggling, but he's got 14 rebounds. Pippen from the baseline.
Big shot there by Pippen. An early opportunity basket. Actually, on the last rebound, Barkley and Grant went up together, both bodies, and Barkley just out-muscled him, and Horace just dropped right off of him with great power by Charles Barkley.
Hawkins kicks it to Jaminski. Now to Dawkins. Steps in for the 14-footer. Doesn't get it. but the loose ball foul will be on Bill Cartwright with a great job of flying through the air by Rick Mahorn.
Here we go. Here's the play I talked about. Watch Barkley's going to go up. Horace Grant is right with him. Now watch him. Two guys together, and Horace Grant just out-muscled. You can't help panic because Charles Barkley, one of the strongest players in the league. Horace actually played him very tough.
Cartwright with the loose ball foul. We talked about Dawkins' inconsistency shooting. He's 2 of 8 tonight.
Because he's very hesitant right now.
It's going to belong to Chicago. Another Philadelphia turnover. Mahorn begging for a foul.
Well, Michael, just great defense. He stripped Hawkins off his foot, and Johnny Dawkins hesitant on his shot. Bulls' game plan forced him to shoot the jumper. Right now, he's got to step up and at least take some with some confidence.
The Bulls' defensive game plan working very well at this point. 5 on the shot clock. Steal Barkley.
Well, see, Scotty wasn't being played that time. Barkley played the passing lane. When Scotty tried to make the pass in there, Barkley dropped off. That's when you need the penetrating dribble to take the ball to the middle of the floor.
Dawkins 2 of 8 from the floor. It's a pick from Mahorn. Kicks it to Kaminsky, who should hit this. But he's not shooting well either. He was 3 of 6 in the first half. Michael Jordan runs through the forest and gets the jam. It's a 10-point Bulls lead. Timeout, Philadelphia. 6:26 to go in the third.
Miller Genuine Draft.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized. Miller Genuine Draft. For those who discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
We can show you all sides of the new Honda Accord, except one. You have to drive it to believe it.
On TNT are brought to you by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealership today. And by Royal Caribbean. A Royal Caribbean cruise is lots of different vacations in one. Royal Caribbean, it's all here.
Bob Neal and Doug Collins radio. They're rocking and rolling at Chicago Stadium.
Bob, let's talk about the hesitancy of Johnny Dawkins. The Bulls double team. You're going to see Johnny Dawkins wide open right here for the shot. He has it, and instead of pulling the trigger, John Paxson's going to run at him. He tries to get in the lane. He makes it a tougher shot, and then watch his reaction after he takes the shot. He looks over at Jimmy Lynam and realizes that he passed up an open shot. Now you're going to see him. He gets in the lane, and he missed the shot, and as he backs up, look at him. He's going to look over the bench and like, my fault, coach. I should have taken the open shot. And then this is Michael Jordan here in the open floor. Just a tremendous play. When he gets in the open floor like that, you better get 2 guys converging on him because you just cannot contain him. He's so quick and strong.
That was an open shot in the Michael Jordan category.
Yes.
Philadelphia starters from the floor, only 32%. All 5 below 50% tonight. They're 13 of 40. And, of course, the Chicago defense has had a lot to do with that.
Well, Philadelphia going small now. Mahorn at center. Anderson now as a small forward. Barkley as a power forward. Trying to get a better shooter in the ball game. Ron Anderson right now. Kaminsky not hitting.
Barkley backing in. And double clutch. Charles hits a very tough shot. And Barkley has 17.
That was great defense and just a better shot is what that was.
17 points, 14 rebounds for Barkley tonight. If there's such a thing as a quiet Charles Barkley rebound. Jordan airborne, couldn't do anything with it. 8 seconds, Grant. Barkley with another rebound. That's 15.
And that was in traffic.
Yes, understated. Slightly understated. Now against Grant. Barkley looks to be feeling it. Hard to the hole. finesses it in for his 19 points.
Well, when Barkley gets isolated like that and he puts it on the floor, Chicago waiting till he got in the lane to come get him, I'm not so sure they're not going to have to make an adjustment, come make him pass it sooner. Otherwise, they're going to be able to get inside. Make him shoot the outside shot.
Now Jordan gets inside. He misses, but there's the rebound by Scottie Pippen, who has 12. 5 rebounds, 8 assists for Pippen also in this ball game. Here's Hawkins. Mahorn will try the jumper, and yes.
Rick Mahorn is an underrated shooter. He can step out and shoot at the 15. That time he squared it up and knocked it in.
Bulls by 6, 4:48 to go in the third quarter.
You know, Philadelphia just keeps hanging around. It looks like Chicago tries to blow it open, and Philadelphia just will not let themselves get out of this ball game.
Chicago led by 6 at the half. 8 on the shot clock. Now Mahorn trying to body Cartwright. He powered it inside. Then the foul. Grant has his shot blocked after the whistle. It's on Mahorn.
Here's Barkley now with the isolation, all right? They don't come at him. They don't kind of, he takes it. They come too late, and he gets in there. That's a point-blank shot. Charles Barkley will convert that. Now here's Michael Jordan with a shot, and Scottie Pippen, those long arms that, you know, when the Chicago Bulls drafted him, he was about 6'7". I'm not so sure he's not as big as Horace Grant right now, and he has exceptionally long arms. And every phase of his game is getting better and better as Horace Grant steps up and misses these free throws. And again, we talk about the critical free throw shooting. The Bulls front court needs to shoot better free throws. In the Milwaukee series, they did not shoot well. Horace, Bill Cartwright, Scottie Pippen must do a better job.
65-59 Bulls, 4:27 to go in the third quarter, and Grant is 0 for 3 from the line. We saw Barkley and Mahorn talking right after that foul was called, as though there's a conspiracy about to happen here.
That's the one he's got to shoot. No hesitation, let it go.
And miss it. He is struggling tonight. The inconsistency of Dawkins. Misses the steal attempt on Jordan. Punched away by Hawkins. Looking for King down low against Barkley.
He loves to spin and take it baseline.
There's the spin and the spin.
Charles Barkley cannot relax against Stacey King. He's got to realize this kid was a big-time scorer in college, and if you let him have that kind of position, he will score.
Off an excellent baseline screen, Anderson misses. Pippen rebounds.
Boy, he had a point-blank shot, Bob, wide open.
Bulls by 8. Pippen back to the hole, blocked by Barkley. They're going to count the goal. Going to call the foul. Two on Barkley, 3 on Mahorn now.
Now, somebody got him down low here. I don't know. They might have called this on Ron Anderson.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because
Barkley got that up clean in the air. I think they called with Ron Anderson bumping him, Bob, underneath.
So Barkley now with 1, Mahorn with 3, and Anderson picked up his first person.
See, again, in that Milwaukee series, Scottie Pippen shot 67%, Grant shot 58%, and Cartwright 65%.
Whole team 706.
You see him guide that. He did not shoot that ball. He guided it. I mean, if we had that in slow motion, you could see no follow through at all.
Hawkins, a flat jumper doesn't go, and now Paxson is back. The perimeter game for Philadelphia, a nightmare tonight.
That's the first open shot Hawkins has had, and I think it scared him.
Inside to Jordan against Hawkins. The fadeaway, kicks it to Paxson. Grant with a tip-in. So the Bulls also out-muscling the front tandem, and Barkley and Anderson exchanging words. Barkley saying, we need some help down here.
Yeah, he said, come in and rebound. He said, we need you in here rebounding. You know, don't just stand out there and expect us to get you open shots.
Bulls by 10. Dawkins is fouled on the drive. We have a timeout on the floor, charged to the Chicago Bulls. 2:44 to go in the third. Chicago leading by 10.
Let me get this straight. You're Jim?
Yeah, people mix us up a lot. I'm John. He's Jim. Mr. Three-Point Shooter used to miss 3 points on his face till I got him to shave with a Slim Twin disposable. I'm John.
It has a narrow head.
Just like our little brother Bucky. So you can shave, hard to reach places.
He's got a special bar to keep his blades clean. I thought he was John.
The Slim Twin disposable reaches every place on every face.
Who are you?
I'm the guy with the narrow head.
From Schick.
World's greatest float maker will now demonstrate how to make an A&W root beer float. First, the ice cream. Next, the rich, creamy A&W root beer. Now his assistant will make an equally delicious A&W cream soda float. The ice cream. The A&W cream soda. An A&W float is a great treat for you, your family, or a flock of friends.
Hey, this is my cab. No way. Come on, Davey, I was first. You haven't been first since '87. Now, let me tell you, we'll be there again before you guys. We're the champs right now. You mean you only got one of those? Chuck and I don't agree on much. But we agree on one thing. If you plan on drinking when you come out to see our teams play, plan ahead and bring along a designated driver. Somebody you can count on to get you home safely.
Okay, guys, where to?
Hager Stadium. Palace. It's my cab. It's on the way. I mean, you get out first and I gotta pay.
Charles Barkley upset last time at Ron Anderson. Let's watch what happens here. Michael Jordan goes up to take the shot. Barkley comes from behind and helps a little bit. You're going to see he passed. Ron Anderson runs at the shooter. Barkley is the man here who's the problem. He does not check out Horace Grant. Horace Grant there with an easy tip in. And those kind of opportunities like that, when you're not shooting well, you cannot give up those easy baskets. Charles looks around at Ron Anderson like, help us on the boards. Ron Anderson was chasing Paxson down in the outside shot.
Philadelphia only shooting 39% in this game. Chicago 48%. And Anderson and Barkley were really jawing at each other, mostly Charles at Anderson as they left the floor. So there was some heated exchanges between those two players. Let's see what kind of effect, positive or negative, it has on Anderson. Dawkins goes to the line. He has 7 points in this ball game.
Well, thank goodness for Philadelphia for free throws tonight. If not, they'd be down by 20 points in this ball game.
Now down by 8.
17 for 21 now. Philadelphia shooting free throws.
Anderson trying to guard Pippen. Hawkins on Jordan. 8 on the shot clock. Pippen now has Mahorn with one hand. He misses it. Anderson comes in to attempt a rebound, giving Barkley an answer to his attempted help and knocks it out of bounds.
I think Charles was the one that banged him in the back. Scotty that time with a flying one-hander that did not go. Philadelphia, those are the ones, they've got to clean up those kind of rebounds.
Look at that lob to Jordan from Pippen.
Well, Philadelphia went through that in their game shoot-around today. Michael with the lob. The first time they ran the play, he stepped out for the jump shot. You got to force him away from the basket. You cannot allow him to get those kind of opportunities. Just a beautiful play by the Bulls.
9 assists for Pippen now. Hawkins trying to get inside. It's blocked by Pippen. Hawkins was driving on Jordan, got him airborne, but then here comes Pippen.
All right, now watch Hawkins. He's worried about the screen, and Michael with a little bump, and Charles Barkley there is not stepping in again. So total breakdown of the whole Philadelphia defense allowed the dunk by Michael Jordan. 10 seconds on the clock now.
Bad inbounds pass, and Stacey King almost came away with the steal. Here's the Wendy's playoff summary. You know, the other thing that's happening in this ball game is Philadelphia looks to be mentally tired.
I sense in them they're playing like they did in Cleveland. And they're going to have to step it up if they're going to beat Chicago on their home court. Chicago 36-5 here.
Anderson still misses. Barkley gets bumped, then knocked down hard by Stacey King. Jordan tried to feed it inside. Philadelphia comes away with it. Hawkins gets it way down here to Barkley, fouled very hard by John Paxson.
That's a great foul by John Paxson. I want to tell you one thing. When I coached Chicago, John Paxson stood in on top of Barkley on a charge, got driven right through the basket, and stepped right up. This is a great foul. John Paxson, one of the toughest little competitors in this league. You look at him right there. He had his hand in his face, and he's going to make him earn 2. Now, this is something Philadelphia did in the Cleveland series that they have not done since tonight's ball game.
A gutsy move by John Paxson, no question about it, giving Barkley a little something that Barkley has dished out himself.
Let's keep our eye on this substitution now. Michael Jordan, when he sat down in the first quarter, The Bulls had a nice lead, and Philadelphia was able to come back and cut that in half. Phil Jackson trying to give him the last minute 42 here of the third quarter. Let's see if Philadelphia can take advantage of Michael Jordan being on the bench.
Barkley cuts the lead to 8, and he's 9 and 10 from the line tonight with 21 points and 15 rebounds. Easy King with 9 on the shot clock against Barkley. Pounds it inside. Doesn't get it. Barkley with another rebound. That's 16. Good defense by Charles Barkley there. So a chance to cut it to 6.
Should they go isolation to Barkley here against Horace Grant?
First they run Hawkins off a screen. Now to Anderson with 10 on the shot clock, isolated against Paxson.
Paxson needs some help. He'll shoot over him.
Tough shot. Rebound Barkley. 17. Kicks it out to Dawkins. To Hawkins. In the paint, Hersey Hawkins dishes it to Barkley. It is a 6-point game. So Philadelphia once again making a run here with Jordan on the bench, and now 47 seconds to go in the third quarter.
If they stop
6 points at the half.
Excuse me, Bob. If they stop him here twice and would score, you got a 2-point ball game. Big possession here right now for Chicago.
With 6 on the shot clock. Grant way out away from the basket. Kicks it out here with 2. Hodges with a prayer, and he hits it. Big time shot by Craig Hodges.
Yes, sir. That was big. You know, instead of the opportunity to cut it to 4, you're looking out an 8-point lead. Looks like last shot opportunity here. Many instances they like to isolate Barkley. This time they're going to do Johnny Dawkins. He'll penetrate and try to find somebody with the penetration, maybe dish it out.
6-second difference on the game clock and the shot clock. 5 to shoot.
Anderson, a 3-point shooter. You got to play him.
On the drive, blocked by Pippen. What are they going to do? They're going to call goaltending? Well, let's wait and see.
I don't know what they've called here.
Does he pin it against the board? That could be an offensive interference.
Well, you can take the ball to the board now, as long as the ball is not on the board and then you pin it. But if the ball is up there, you can take and push it to the board. I think that's what Scottie Pippen did.
Right. The question is whether the ball had hit the glass first.
Correct.
Hugh Evans, Bill Sarr, Joe Forte discussing it right now. Jimmy Lynam wanting to get a piece of this action and apparently not getting it his way. 6 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Bulls out by 8. They're debating whether it was a 24-second violation or goaltending. They're giving it to Chicago if it's goaltending. If it's a 24-second violation, they'll give it to him on the side.
Well, you look at the interior play. Chicago with 9 blocks. Philadelphia 2.
The final call after all that meeting, inadvertent whistle.
That's right.
I love it. Barkley with the interception to Dawkins. To the hoop.
Well, they dodged the bullet.
Dawkins just having a nightmare with a basketball here tonight. And the Chicago Bulls lead it by 8. They pick up a 2-point advantage in the third quarter.
Fitness Quest presents Charlene Tilton.
I work hard to stay fit, and I love it. But holding on to a great waist takes special attention. So I'm glad I discovered this lean, mean sit-up machine, the Abdominizer, that lets you rock your way to a firmer stomach in just minutes a day. Ordinary sit-ups use muscles in your hips and thighs and can hurt your back. But the Abdominizer was designed by a doctor to create an automatic pelvic tilt, reduce the use of hip flexors, and place greater demand on the stomach muscles themselves. It's as close as science has come to the perfect sit-up for upper abdominals. The patented Abdominizer positions you perfectly for working the upper abdominals, while cradling the lower back and cushioning the tailbone. Knees in like this work the lower abdominals. And this built-in rocker mechanism lets you exercise those hard-to-work lateral obliques. You know, those love handles. Change hand positions for 3 different levels of abdominal action to get a firmer stomach in just minutes a day. The Abdominizer really works for me. And it can work for you, too. So if you're serious about your stomach, call toll-free now.
Over 1 million sold. Call 1-800-421-2000. That's 1-800-421-2000.
Use your credit card to avoid COD charges, or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $3 shipping and handling to Abdominizer, P.O. Box 8449, Atlanta, Georgia 30306, or call 1-800-421-2000.
March 1990, Mike Krzyzewski leads the Duke Blue Devils to an amazing third straight Final Four appearance. This summer, Coach K guides Team USA against the 8 best basketball teams in the world at the 1990 Goodwill Games. Olympic champions, the Soviet Union, the Brazilians, and the talented Yugoslavian team will all be there.
See you at the Goodwill Games.
Breathtaking, record-breaking, memory-making. The 1990 Goodwill Games, this summer on your TBS channel.
In the third period, Philadelphia only 6 of 22 from the floor. That is 27% shooting. Despite that, they only lost 2 points in the difference. Chicago led by 6.5. And with Michael on the bench, it looked like Philadelphia defense was going to stop Chicago, but Craig Hodges plays big.
Well, you see the shot clock as the ball goes in is 1 on the clock, and that makes it an 8-point game rather than the possibility of stopping them and now making it come down and scoring in a 4-point game. So the Chicago was able to rest Michael for the minute 42, the whole quarter, or the whole timeout, and now he's back in the ball game. So a nice opportunity there for Chicago to get some rest for MJ.
Here's Hodges from the corner. Misses this time. Rebound Hawkins. Will Purdue in for the Chicago Bulls, along with Stacey King, Pippen, Jordan, and Hodges. Dawkins and Hawkins, along with Jaminsky, Barkley, and Anderson. One on the bench. He has 3 fouls. Hawkins off the screen, going to take it to the hoop. He's fouled on the drive. We'll keep our eye, of course, on the team fouls. That'll be Chicago's first, because free throw shooting has been the only thing that's kept this from being a Chicago blowout.
Yes, it is. And you see Phil Jackson upset that time. Hersey Hawkins made the curl on the screen, and no big man stepped up. Michael was trailing, got his hand in there to get the foul, but a nice play by Hersey Hawkins to recognize that he had a lane to the basket.
Look at the night he's had. 5 points, 2 of 9 from the field, and Hersey Hawkins averaged 27.2 against Cleveland, which was 4th in the NBA in the playoffs.
Well, you know, we talked about it before the game. We talked about the critical matchup. Michael Jordan, Hersey Hawkins. Could he withstand what Michael was going to throw at him tonight? Right now, Michael has the decided edge in that matchup, and right now we know that's the difference in the game.
And you talked about the mental devastation. This could affect him for the whole series. Maybe not, but it could.
Absolutely, it could. You know, last year he came in here, Michael destroyed him.
He has at him again. This time the rebound, Anderson.
What he needs is to come off with a couple shots, but Michael's not going to let him get free. See, he's going to force him every shot to be contested. He's going to bump him every time he comes off the pick.
Philadelphia can cut it to 4. There's Anderson off the pick from 19. Not this time. Barkley, look at that rebound. They're going to call loose ball on Charles. He split Jordan and Stacey King to get the board, drew the foul, and he now has 2.
You know, Philadelphia's had some opportunities to put some pressure on Chicago, and they've just not been able to do it. Look at MJ up there with Stacey King and the foul with Barkley. See if Michael tries to make something happen this time.
Here comes Craig Hodges off 3 screens.
Boy, Stacey King got away with a moving pick that time. Very lucky.
Jordan kicks it to Purdue for the jumper. He misses it. Jaminsky with the rebound, and another chance for Philadelphia to come to within 4.
Barkley can take now Stacey King if he'll meet the pass.
Stacey King with a brilliant play.
Well, Charles let him fight right over the top of that rather than to meet the pass. You got to protect the passer. Again, Chicago dodging the bullet with great defense.
There's a bullet pass from Hodges to King. He traveled first, wave off the basket. 10-10 to go in the ball game. Once again, the Sixers with another opportunity to cut it to 4.
Here's Stacey King. Now you see it. Now Charles just tried to lock him off with his arm. You got to step out with your feet and reach to the basketball. Otherwise, guys won't make that pass to you. They won't. There you go. Now he steps out. Now he can take him off the dribble if you don't get the double team. And there's the double team.
8 on the shot clock. Anderson taking it inside to Barkley almost, and is stolen by Michael Jordan. Anderson gets it to Dawkins against Jordan and Hodges. He'll pull it out. Anderson to the hoop. Off offensive foul. Will Perdue stood in there and took the charge.
I tell you, there's Ron Anderson's got the jump shot, and he ran away from it, took it inside, and drew the foul. You see him, he's talking to himself, take the jump shot. Will Perdue steps over. Philadelphia's going to look at the film, and they're going to talk about this last 3 minutes or 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and they're going to kick themselves because they've had every opportunity to tie this basketball game, and Chicago's done a great job holding them off.
Stacey King, playing very big tonight, gets a rest as Grant comes back in. Grant, Pippen, and Perdue up front with Jordan and Hodges for Chicago. 10 on the shot clock. Hodges got inside of Dawkins. There's Jaminski, big play. Here comes Hersey Hawkins running, but he's got to beat Pippen to Anderson, the lay-in. Anderson goes to the reverse for the basket.
That was a great shot. Scottie Pippen with a nice defensive play, and Ron Anderson with a beautiful finish. We got us a game now.
In a civilized society, a personal grooming lapse can result in a mortifying loss of station. So it behooves one to emanate the proper air. But with Right Guard Sports Stick, one gets maximum protection. And with a plethora of ambrosial aromatics, it is virtually impossible to pick up the wrong scent. Well, off to the foxes. Right Guard Sports Stick.
Anything left would be uncivilized.
How is my meatloaf?
Oh, excellent.
That was meatloaf?
Oh.
I have the perfect remedy, Mom.
Oh, I can't take Alka-Seltzer.
This one's easy to take. Advanced Formula Alka-Seltzer. It has 75% less sodium, a fresh lemony taste, and you can take it with just a little water.
That tasted great. But it's not Alka-Seltzer.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
How's your heartburn with headache?
Better.
See?
Are you two taking Alka-Seltzer?
Oh, no. Alka-Seltzer.
New advanced formula. Believe it or not, it's Alka-Seltzer. March 1990, Mike Krzyzewski leads the Duke Blue Devils to an amazing third straight Final Four appearance. This summer, Coach K guides Team USA against the 8 best basketball teams in the world at the 1990 Goodwill Games. Olympic champions, the Soviet Union, the Brazilians, and the talented Yugoslavian team will all be there.
See you at the Goodwill Games.
Breathtaking, record-breaking, memory-making. The 1990 Goodwill Games, this summer on your TBS channel.
Chicago, in nearly 3 minutes, has not scored a point. 0 for 5 from the floor. It's time for our Minute Maid Minute. There you saw it, there you don't.
That was a minute made seconds, what that was.
Exactly. Here we 37% by the Sixers, 45. This is game shooting for the Bulls.
And plus 16 at the free throw line is keeping him alive. We see it right now. And the last play by Ron Anderson. Scottie Pippen had him in his sights. He was back. You see him, he makes him make the play. Goes up the block of Ron Anderson, a beautiful play. B.J. Armstrong in the ball game right now. He did a nice job coming off the bench in the second period.
That was Anderson's first field goal since the first quarter. And the Sixers, after several attempts, cut it to 4. And now will have a chance to cut the Chicago lead to 2. Chicago has not scored in this period in 3 minutes and 15 seconds. 0 for 6 from the floor, the Bulls.
Well, Barkley wants the ball in the post, see if he can create the double team.
He didn't do that, but he took it hard to the hoop and knocked Grant down on his...
We got that half-court skirmish. Here's Pippen on the break.
Anderson grabbed him. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, I tell you, Jimmy Lynam is very upset right now. There's no reason for Ron Anderson to let Pippen get out there on the break. That was a situation where on the score, you have got to get back. And Barkley scores here. And let's take a look at it. Now, you see Barkley score. Ron Anderson is underneath the basket. You see he's ahead of Pippen right now. And Pippen just beats him on the outside. And when a team is not scoring, you do not want to put him on the free throw line. Mental lapse there by Ron Anderson that cost his team.
Philadelphia definitely out of sync tonight. If one thing doesn't go right, something else goes wrong. Chicago is just getting their first point and second point in this entire period. It took 3.5 minutes, and Philadelphia pulled to within 4. Chance to draw to within 2.
Going inside to Barkley again. Let's see if Johnny Dawkins ends up with a jump shot.
Waiting for the double team. Here it comes from Cartwright. Illegal defense to call against Chicago. It was Armstrong who was called for being illegal.
That'll be a technical free throw, and Hersey Hawkins will probably shoot it. Chicago, second violation. All right, B.J. Armstrong, let's see what they got. His man is on the weak side of the floor, and he is on the strong side. Well, now his man comes over there, so it's a pretty quick call.
Hawkins gets that free throw. It's about the only thing that's gone right for Hawkins tonight. Hawkins has 8 points. Remember, he was averaging 27-2 in the Cleveland series. Really lighting it up and became the additional weapon for the Sixers.
You know, one thing we ought to talk about is the Sixers are missing Derek Smith, who had big games against Chicago this year, and he also is a guy that can bother Michael Jordan with his strength, not with his speed or quickness, but with his strength.
He has tendonitis of the knee. Played only 1 game in the Cleveland series. Another turnover. Bad play by Dawkins. Here's Armstrong.
Oh, my goodness.
Blocked by Charles Barkley.
I tell you, Johnny Dawkins is passing up some shots tonight, and he's going to have to take the shot. He penetrated, but here's the turnover. B.J. Armstrong on the drive, and look at Charles Barkley. Beautiful play.
Pippen from the corner doesn't get it. Long rebound to Cartwright, knocked away by Jaminski, but inside, Jordan hammers it through and floors Barkley. It's like a heavyweight knockdown. That reminds me of Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. That shocked everybody.
And also inspired his team. Michael Jordan has a way of doing it with the defense, with his offense.
Look at that pressure.
They better get it up. They got a couple seconds to get it across.
Hawkins losing his poise there, almost took it across and back.
Chicago picking up the level of their defense right now. Philadelphia must meet the challenge.
Hawkins pulls up for the 15-footer and buries it.
Interesting, he got the switch that time. He had Pippen on him. His eyes got big. He said, finally, I get Michael Jordan off of me. Maybe I can get a shot here.
7 minutes to go in this ball game. The Bulls lead it only by 3, and that's the first field goal for Hersey Hawkins since the first quarter, by the way. Quick spin move by Cartwright, but Jaminski's there. Shot clock to 6. Foul away from the ball.
This is power basketball right here. Michael Jordan goes up and boom. The slam dunk, and then he looks down at Charles Barkley. Normally Barkley's doing the dunking and looking down.
Hawkins now with 4 fouls.
See if Michael Jordan gets a jump shot off this little sideline out of bounds play.
Here he comes, weaving his way through a screen out to the top on the drive. Got Hawkins back on his heels, and Michael Jordan now has 28. Bulls by 5, 6:48 to go in the game.
Now what kind of poise do the 76ers have? The crowd's in it. It's the last 6 minutes.
Hawkins with a tough spin move. He drew the foul. That's only the 2nd team foul against the Bulls, 3 against the Sixers.
Watch Michael here. He's going to taunt Hersey Hawkins a little bit. Look at this little fadeaway jump shot. See, he can drive it at you. He can pull back, fade, and shoot the shot. That's everyone's nightmare, playing Michael Jordan.
This young man will have to answer a big question emotionally, and that is, can he come back after this kind of game in game 2?
Well, he can finish this game big, Bob. At 6:37, he's hit a jump shot. He's come down the last time. He spun. He took the ball to the basket. He got to the free throw line. He's capable of throwing together 8-10 points here late in this ball game. And if he does, it not only will be a chance for Philadelphia to win, but also for him to get confidence for this entire series. So, Hersey Hawkins is continuing to play. He's working very hard. Michael Jordan is one of the top defenders in basketball.
Gets both the free throws. Hawkins 6 out of 7 from the line tonight. It is a 3-point Bulls lead. It keeps appearing as though the Bulls have the control of this game, and it's a 3-point game.
That's what we've been saying since early in the game. There's Michael in the post again. That's where he's his best.
Over the double team and the foul. Let's see if it's Mahorn or Hawkins. It's Mahorn. That'll be his 4th. So Hawkins has 4. Mahorn has 4.
Mahorn comes over to give the double team. You see Scotty dropping the ball in, and Michael, the hit on the wrist, and Michael was able to stick it. Here's Michael again. He has great position, beautiful entry pass, the spinning jump shot, and the score.
And the 3-point play. Jordan 7 straight Chicago points. Chicago could not score the first 3.5 minutes of this period, and then Jordan went to work. And now it's a 6-point lead.
Be aware of Hersey Hawkins now. See if they can stay alive.
They want to reverse it. Dawkins is going to drive, give it to Barkley with 7 on the shot clock against Green. Quick drive by Barkley. tough play. He's fouled and will get a three-point opportunity.
Well, you
just saw Jordan on one side, Barkley on the other end.
You took the words out of my mouth, Bob. You're talking about a three-point play by Michael Jordan. Now Barkley with the opportunity. Horace Grant pushes him to the middle here and doesn't get help. Michael reaches in instead of sliding his feet. I think you got to keep Charles Barkley out of the middle of the floor. He gets in the middle and he can see and he can dish or he can take it. And that time he took it all the way to the basket.
And you get a feeling Charles is struggling tonight. Well, he struggled with 27 points and 18 boards. Make it 28.
They're hanging around. I mean, it's we've got a two-possession game here right now, and we still got half the quarter to be played. I think someone other than Michael Jordan is going to have to step up for Chicago right now. He's made every big play.
There's Pippen stepping up. He gets a three-point opportunity.
Well, that was a big-time play right there. Scottie Pippen rising over the top. Now, what's happened is Philadelphia is sliding under the screen, and Jaminski is not giving help. Barkley's getting caught underneath. Scottie Pippen has twice now been able to turn the corner on the little screen roll. Philadelphia's going to have to make an adjustment against him.
Pippen makes a three-point play, and Philadelphia fortunate with that call on Jaminski, who has 3. It could have gone on Mahorn, which would have given him 5. Mahorn and Hawkins both have 4 personals for Philadelphia. Sixers over the limit already. The Bulls have committed 3 team fouls.
See if Horace Grant can keep him out of the middle of the floor.
Hersey Hawkins from downtown.
He was quick with the shot. He got it, and he let it go quickly. He really didn't get a good look at the basket.
Bulls by 6.
It's a real key possession. Chicago could go up 8. It's going to be a real big hole for Philadelphia to try to dig themselves out. Oh, that's a walk.
Philadelphia comes away with it without a technical turnover. I guess they said whatever's fair here. Now Barkley looking to go to the hoop. Here comes the double team. He'll try the perimeter shot. Not this time, not tonight. Pippen fouled hard by Barkley, and he'll go to the line. 3 fouls on Charles Barkley. At Chicago Stadium, 5 minutes remaining in this game. The Bulls lead it by 6. Every time the Bulls build a big lead, Philadelphia chips back at it, and then Michael Jordan takes over and builds back up again, and right now we have a 6-point game.
Well, we've had Scottie Pippen with a critical 3-point play and an excellent defense. They came over to double team Chicago. Barkley settled for the outside jump shot. Pippen now 3 for 6 from the free throw line. Make that now 4 for 7. But you can see it sort of come down to Barkley on one end, isolating, forcing a double team, making something happen, and Michael Jordan on the other end. A couple of other players are going to have to step up right now for Philadelphia and for Chicago. Pippen has done a good job the last couple possessions.
Jaminski will try the long-range jumper. He rattles at home. They need Jaminski to be able to hit that because that's his shot.
You know, interesting, Phil Jackson has gone with B.J. Armstrong here in critical minutes. Will he come back with John Paxson, the veteran, in the last few minutes, or will he decide to stay with B.J. Armstrong?
Armstrong's done a good job defensively and avoiding turnovers.
Well, he's a little quicker, and he's done a good job against Dawkins.
Cartwright against Jaminski. This time Mahorn with the rebound. He has 8. Barkley thought about the 3. Dawkins hard to the hoop. He beat B.J. Armstrong on that drive.
He's a lefty. Got to push him back to his right. B.J.'s got to know. Got to push him back to the right. And again, another 3-point ball game. We think Chicago gets a little bit of an edge. Now the ball in Michael Jordan's hands. Let's see what he can make happen.
Oh, we've got a beauty here tonight. It's closer than it appears. Stolen by Hawkins. That was Dawkins who set up the play.
Well, B.J. Armstrong with a tough entry pass. It was deflected. Now we're 1 possession away from a tie.
Barkley looking at the paint, drooling. Now Jordan comes. They reverse the ball to Dawkins from the perimeter shot. Not even close. Armstrong. He'll pull it up and wait wisely. Bulls by 3. Shot clock down to 10 seconds. And we're going to get a 20-second timeout for the Chicago Bulls. 3:19 to go. The Bulls lead it by 3. And Philadelphia is a perimeter shot away from taking the lead in this ballgame.
Well, you know, we talked about the keys to the game, all right? And we said one of the keys was that that Chicago must make Johnny Dawkins make the perimeter shot. Anything that Johnny Dawkins has got tonight has been this kind of basket. Penetration and a flip shot around the basket, all right?
So he's only 3 of 11.
He's 3 of 11. And in the steal, here's a steal. B.J. Armstrong tries to make the entry pass. You see Johnny Dawkins with a knockaway. Great play there by Hersey Hawkins to keep it alive. But when we go through the keys of this ball game, you're going to see that both teams trying to take the other strength away from the other. And right now, Chicago coming in with John Paxson for B.J. Armstrong. I think it's a good substitution by Phil Jackson to get the veteran John Paxson. He's a guy who's hit big clutch jumpers this year to win ball games.
And with a 3-point lead, Chicago's got to think a little offense. We talk about defense in the playoffs. How about this? 86-83 with 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
That's with Philadelphia or Chicago having a 33-point first quarter. They scored 53 points since then.
Pippen goes for 3. Long rebound to Barkley, who has 19 rebounds.
This game is there to be stolen right now. I mean, if Philadelphia can make a couple plays, it's there to be stolen.
They've got Barkley posted against Grant. Hawkins is going to try the jumper. It's not close.
Nobody underneath the basket to rebound the ball. That was almost just an afterthought there. I hope I'm not sounding too critical, but, I mean, that's a possession that you got to make something happen.
That's why Jimmy Lynam just sprouted a couple of more gray hairs. It's a 6-second shot clock. Now 3.
They finally get it to Michael. That's a smart move.
With 2, he buries the jumper, of course. Jordan with 33 points tonight. Tremendous wasted opportunity by Philadelphia. Jordan hits the jumper.
It's strange. I can't pick up anything.
Still, huh?
Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized, Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
NBA Leaders, brought to you by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles.
The Honda Civic 4-door sedan. It comes with a roomy interior, large, comfortable seats, 4-wheel double wishbone suspension, and an advanced 16-valve fuel-injected engine. Unfortunately, some colors are not yet available.
Time for Honda NBA leaders. Michael Jordan leading the league in scoring. You see Hawkins is 4th, Barkley 5th, but Hawkins having a real difficult time tonight, only 12 points. Nevertheless, we've got a close ball game at Chicago Stadium, and Philadelphia has wasted opportunity after opportunity to pull from 6 to 4, from 3 to 2, etc. And here's one more.
Well, we have to credit Chicago's defense in a lot of ways. But let's take a look here, Bob. All right, you've got Hersey Hawkins here. You've got all 3 guys in isolation. You got a post opportunity. If this shot is missed, you see everything inside here is Chicago. So you're going to see Hersey Hawkins take the shot, and no one's in there in rebound position. So this shot is great if it goes, but it's not in rhythm. And you see right there, the ball just drops to Horace Grant. And then here's Michael Jordan as the clock winds down. This is the first time Michael's had the ball in his hand the last 2 or 3 possessions. That's a guy you want to have the ball. First of all, Philadelphia is in the penalty, meaning every time now Chicago goes to the basket, that they will be shooting free throws. Look for Michael now to attack the hoop, get to the free throw line. We see Pippen and Jordan with all the points in the 4th period.
Michael with 9 points. Barkley wanted the shot, decided not to take it. He's going to go hard to the hoop and then kick it to Dawkins in the paint. Barkley knocked down hard, no whistles. There could have been 3 seconds there also. Chicago by 5 with 2 minutes to go in the ball game.
All right, now a little screen roll play here for Michael Jordan. Watch Paxson. Are they ready to try to run a lob over the top? Michael in the post, in the penalty, see if he gets 2 free throws.
No, but Cartwright gets the loose ball. That's how it's gone for the Bulls tonight. It's been a close game, but Chicago always getting the break or the rebound or the shot when they need it tonight.
Boy, Jimmy Lynam out on the floor saying Michael Jordan stepped out of bounds. Boy, he is really upset.
Jimmy Lynam flirting with a technical with 1:46 to go in the ball game.
I want to be the best, and it takes hard work to be the best.
practicing, getting up at 7 in the morning, running up and down that court, working left hand, right hand. You're ready because you got on this uniform and you feel unbeatable. NBA Authentics, the real stuff.
NBA Authentics are available at sporting goods stores everywhere. Or for a gift catalog, send $1 to this address.
More and more people are finding more and more reasons to choose the Discover card. Here's one. Cash back for every charge. It pays to Discover.
The type A personality vacation. The type B personality vacation. The best vacations are this vacation, the Royal Caribbean vacation.
The Warriors will run. Garland all the way to Mullen. Oh, what a shot!
Fantastic.
Barkley, another rebound. Charles behind it. Back. Unbelievable.
Fantastic.
Hodges out with it. 14 seconds. Craig alive to pivot. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Here it comes for Sloopy on the run. He's got Paxson to beat.
You gotta love it. NBA action, it's fantastic.
Well, I said Jimmy Lynam was flirting with a technical, and he got one.
Well, this is the reason why. You're going to see Michael Jordan go baseline. Now, remember, the Bulls are up 5 right now, 88-83. And if we stop it right there, we're going to see MJ's foot is on the line. He misses the shot. Cartwright follows it up. And it's a 7-point game now. See Cartwright here with the follow-up.
There's the look from the other end zone in Cartwright's hoop. It is a 7-point game, 1:46 to go. Jordan with an opportunity to make it 8. Tonight, Michael, 33 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. Just another day at the office.
You know, Philadelphia actually has been a team that's been beaten around the boards tonight by Chicago. You talked about the finesse of Chicago tonight. They've been the team that's really taken it to them.
Jordan relaxed, and Hawkins with a big drive. Barkley with the follow-up. 6-point game, minute 32 to go.
Bob, still plenty of time. Philadelphia does not want to do anything silly, give up any easy baskets, play good, strong defense. There's still 3 possessions left in this ball game.
Paxson almost lost the handle there.
I tell you, a guy who's hit big shots, and be aware of John Paxson. If Johnny Dawkins leads him, Paxson is the guy who will make the big shot.
With 6 on the shot clock, Jordan pulls up.
He'll make a few, too.
You always mean, we have to say, we always mean in addition to.
That's right.
The foul on John Paxson with 1:07 to go. Jordan's had, Barkley's had a 30-20 night tonight. 30 points, 20 rebounds. And Jordan's hit 12 this period.
See, this is the shot, you know, you want Michael to take. If he's going to beat you, you want him beat him jump shots, but he's just shooting the ball so well.
12 in the quarter. Dawkins on the drive. He pulls up knowing that Paxson had the foul. Misses the shot.
That's a ball game right there. Now Michael will just milk the clock.
They're on their feet at the stadium. Philadelphia has to come back here Wednesday and face this raucous crowd again. With the shot clock running out, that'll be a turnover with 33 seconds left, but the Bulls lead it by 8. And Philadelphia calls timeout. Well, Michael Jordan has done a whale of a job, as has Pippen. Cartwright's hit some big buckets tonight, and Philadelphia has wasted opportunities.
Genuine draft.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized. Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
While some people are still waiting for the right car to come along, Honda owners are driving it. More Honda owners come back again and again. We seem to have a loyal following.
It's Chicago 93, Philadelphia 85 with only 33 seconds. And when we talked about the keys to the ball game, except for not containing Barkley, Chicago's gone right down the list.
Well, limit second shot opportunities. Philadelphia has 11, Chicago has 12. Make Dawkins a jump shooter. He's 3 for 13. Dawkins and Hawkins, both 3 for 13. Meet the physical challenge of Mahorn Barkley. They have done that, and they're going to walk out every win. You know, we've talked about Philadelphia's missed opportunities. Let's also credit Chicago's defense. They've had a great game plan tonight. They've played it to perfection. Their matchups have worked well. I think we talked about the importance of Dawkins playing well, 6 for 26 in a 5-point ball game late. They had a lot of opportunities.
The Chicago guards played very big tonight. Michael Jordan, of course, Paxson, B.J. Armstrong, and Craig Hodges, when he was in, came up with a huge shot at a critical point of the game. So the Chicago guards have been really part of the winning story for the Bulls tonight. Barkley for 3. It's just not one of those nights. And nevertheless, he has 30 points and 20 rebounds.
Well, let's talk about the Chicago front line. Grant, 10 points, 12 rebounds. Pippen, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists. Cartwright, 13 points, 11 rebounds. That front line manhandled Philadelphia tonight. Philadelphia is going to have to take a day off and make some adjustments, but that front line from Philadelphia must meet the challenge.
Jordan throws up the 3 and finds nothing but the cord. And Jordan has 39 points as the clock winds down and this ball game is over, and Jordan's at his league-leading playoff average as the Bulls win Game 1 in the Eastern Conference semifinals by 11-96, holding Philadelphia to only 85 points.
From Stephen King, originator of Pet Sematary. Michael McDowell, creator of Beetlejuice. And George Romero, director of Night of the Living Dead. Comes 4 tales of horror.
Don't make light of it.
Tales from the dark side. The movie, rated R. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
The 1990 NBA playoffs on TNT are brought to you by Miller Lite, official sponsor of the NBA. When it's Miller Lite, less filling really tastes great. By Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealership today. And by Royal Caribbean. A Royal Caribbean cruise is lots of different vacations in one. Royal Caribbean, it's all here.
The Bulls have taken Game 1 against the Sixers, 96-85. Hello again, I'm Craig Sager with Mike Fratello. And Mike, there are numerous MVP candidates. We'll see 2 of them tomorrow night. Patrick Ewing in Game 1, Magic Johnson in Game 2. But anytime you have Michael Jordan on the court with Charles Barkley, you have 2 of the most exciting, charismatic players in the league.
I don't think there's any question. You're talking about 2 players who could be named MVP this year. Charles Barkley ranked in the top 5 in 3 separate categories in the NBA: points, rebounds, and field goal percentage. And Michael Jordan does it all.
One play, of course, doesn't say everything, but we have a couple plays from each of them. First of all, Charles Barkley, we thought he may be tired after that great series he played, but he ran down the court. Look at this blocking, B.J. Armstrong.
Imagine hustling down to block a shot from behind on a quick guard. And then we see Michael Jordan, who just had a sensational night, dunking over the top of Charles Barkley to make a statement. Kind of looks down and tells Charles, I'm still here.
Those are the highlights. What really happened in the game, though? Why were the Bulls able to win?
I think the key is we said there was going to be a direct confrontation, Michael Jordan versus Hersey Hawkins. We see 39 points for Jordan. Hawkins had 12. The 76er backcourt, 6 of 26 for 23%. They just can't win without a contribution from the perimeter. And last, the thing that kept the Sixers in the game was controlling the tempo. 37 free throws, 20 more than the Bulls, and then they slowed it up, walked it up. They gave themselves a chance to win, even though they lost a tough one.
Well, tomorrow night we have a doubleheader, Tuesday night doubleheader. In Game 1, it will be the New York Knicks taking on the defending NBA champion Detroit Pistons, to be followed by the Phoenix Suns and the LA Lakers. Mike Berteau will be with us tomorrow night. We look forward to having you back, Mike. But now let's go back to Chicago Stadium.
Thank you, Craig Sager. Philadelphia closed to 86-83 with 4 minutes to go, and then we're outscored 10-2 the rest of the way for the 96-85 win and a 1-game-to-none lead in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Tonight's Miller Lite player of the game is Michael Jordan. Just another day at the office, 39 points. 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 steals, 2 block shots. Be sure to stay with TNT all week as we'll continue televising the NBA playoffs. Tomorrow, New York and Detroit in Game 1. And in Game 2, it'll be Phoenix at the Los Angeles Lakers. For Doug Collins, this is Bob Neal saying good night from Chicago.